cockpit, it feels like somebody's taking a screwdriver.
Thanks, Dwayne.
And Manta Sports Media proudly presents West Carter High School football. Tonight's exciting high school football action is brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Members Choice Credit Union, Stultz Pharmacy, Callahan Excavating, Easterling Photography, Trey Hermanos Nunez Mexican Restaurant, Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff, James Do It Best Hardware, State Senator Robin Webb, River Cities Builders, Orcut Tree Service, Ashland Community and Technical College, A&A Porta Potties, Dwayne Settles for Carter County Judge Executive, and Tyler's Pizza. Now, let's go to the field for the pregame show as the Cool Hit Sports Network, Manta Sports Media, and Cool TV present West Carter High School football.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to high school football here on the Cool Hit Sports Network. So glad to have you along here. We're live from Olive Hill, Kentucky, as the West Carter Comets are set to take on the Prestonsburg Black Cats in a matchup between district rivals. They're District 8 of Class 2A in the state of Kentucky. Before we go any farther, though, I want to mention that tonight's game is being played in honor of two fallen West Carter students, Brent King and Garrett Belcher. The two young men were victims of a single-car accident in Olive Hill on Tuesday night. The West Carter football players will be wearing helmet decals in their honor. Brent was a member of the football team who played wide receiver, and he also played safety, and his position will be left open for the first play of the game. So in honor of him, the seniors on the football team have voted to play this game tonight in honor of their classmates and their team brother. Please remember the families of these young men in your prayers and in your thoughts as they go through these terrible times. And also remember the West Carter football program, the school, and the community after losing these two cherished individuals. And also, please let this be a reminder of how fragile life can be. The last time the West Carter Comets and the Prestonsburg Black Cats faced off was a year ago on October the 8th, 2021. That was a West Carter win by a score of 42-0, but both teams have different personnel this year, and the 2022 season's a different complexion, that's for sure. The West Carter Comets come into this one after defeating Bath County on the road last week by a dominating score of 50-6. The Comets under head coach Daniel Barker put up 400 yards of offense in that game, and 302 of them were on the ground. Senior running back Cole Crampton had 15 carries for 137 yards and a whopping 4 touchdowns. And sophomore quarterback Kel Back had 7 rushes for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. 5 different players actually for West Carter had a touchdown last week, so a very productive offensive outing for them. The Comets started off 0-5, but after the big road win last week, they're looking to continue their momentum here tonight against Prestonsburg. The Black Cats are under head coach Brandon Brewer, and they started off 6-0 this season, but they're coming into this game at 6-1 after a loss last week to Shelby Valley by a score of 68-21. Black Cats are led offensively by a 5'10" senior running back named Ethan Jarvis. He's got 1,222 rushing yards this season, and that's on 139 carries. That means he's averaging 8.8 yards per carry. The Prestonsburg offense primarily ground and pound, and they averaged 262 yards on the ground per game this season. Coach Brewer and his bunch are looking to get back to their winning ways here tonight in this district matchup. Both teams are 1-1, though, in the Class 2A District 8, and a win tonight will affect postseason seeding. We'll talk more about that a little bit later, but there are some added stakes in that aspect as well. As of now, Prestonsburg and West Carter are ranked 3 and 4 in their district, respectively, and the top 4 teams from the district reach the postseason. We're going to step out, take a break, our first one of the pregame show here, and when we return, we'll have a word from West Carter head coach Daniel Barker. Then we'll have some pregame stats and some analysis and starting lineups and a whole lot of football still yet to come here from Olive Hill, Kentucky, between the West Carter Comets and the Prestonsburg Black Cats. Don't go away. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub & Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub & Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
Are you having trouble keeping your parking lot lit? Is customer safety one of your top priorities? If so, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We have bucket truck and boom crane truck services. We have extensive experience in exterior lighting and parking lot lighting maintenance. No need to ever be in the dark again. Remember, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We will light your path to success.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Rough week for your program, obviously. Would you care to explain?
Yeah. Tuesday night we lost 2 students. One was a teammate of these boys and a boy that we all love very dearly. Both of those boys were such kind souls and so nice to everybody. And it's been a devastating week, but we've had a lot of prayer and a lot of people praying for us, and every time we've gotten the boys together, it's been good, and you have to be able to lean on each other in times like this, or I don't think we could. I don't know how any of us make it.
That's exactly right, Coach, and tonight's game dedicated to those 2 young men.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard. It's going to be. They're going to do a moment of silence here at 9 minutes pregame, and I don't know how any of us will do with that. Right. It was important to our kids. They've come up with really everything that we're doing tonight for these boys, and I told them I'd support them any way I could.
Sure, Coach. Moving on into the football game itself, you guys coming off a big win last week, a district win. How's the team looking this week?
You're always a little better after a win, especially if you haven't won for 5 weeks. We're not used to that. These kids that we've got in our program had never been a part of a 2-game losing streak.
Sure.
And to overcome 5, I looked at them, tonight and said, people probably ask, why do you all still show up?
Sure.
And I think it's because, they love each other and they believe in what we do. So we're hoping to build on that tonight.
And I think all that kind of starts from the top, and hats off to you for that, Coach. What do you know about Prestonsburg? Obviously a little bit different season for them.
Yeah, they've got a good team. They're extremely well coached. If you watch our district, they're as well coached as anybody in it. Coach Brewer does a phenomenal job. You know, what they run's tough to defend. You know, they're shotgun wing T. They got a little RPO. You know, they do a good job, and he's always got a good defensive plan for us. So we've got our hands full.
What are the keys to a win?
You know, defensively, we're going to have to tackle. We're going to have to read our keys and be sound there, and we're going to have to tackle. And, you know, offensively, we've got to take care of the ball. And you know, if we get a chance to make big plays, we've got to make them.
Absolutely, Coach. Won't take up any more of your time. If you got time after the game, we'd love to get with you, but go Comets.
Go Comets.
Back on the Cool Hits Sports Network after this.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. Dwayne Suttles is a candidate for Carter County Judge Executive in the upcoming election November 8th. A lifelong resident of the county, he's been involved in service to the people for over 40 years, including the college system, firefighting, EMT. And he understands the need for good roads and strong infrastructure. He spent 15 years as the city councilman, currently the Grayson City Clerk. Go to the polls November 8th and elect Dwayne Suttles as your next Carter County Judge Executive.
I'm Dwayne Suttles, candidate for Carter County Judge Executive, and I paid for and approved this message.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Chauncey Griffith, glad to have you along, joined by Mr. Jeff Irwin from Mantis Sports Media, as well as Pastor Pete Baker, my pastor. He's here with us today, too. Guys, I feel like we got a pretty good booth going today.
Yeah, definitely a full booth up here tonight.
Go ahead, Pete. I apologize. I didn't have you plugged in.
Well, I said it's a good-sized booth we got up here tonight.
Anyway, we'll have Pete with us here in a minute. How about that?
There we go.
Jeff, you're a West Carter guy. You know the community. You're a big member of the community. The things like that. You teach at West Carter High School. Obviously, a tough week for the community at West Carter. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, these two fine young gentlemen and everything. They played a huge role out here in school. Brent King, of course, obviously here, with the West Carter football team. But then also Garrett Belcher. He was not only a student, here at West Carter, but he was also a student at the Carter County Career and Technical Center. Just passed his DOT certification test.
Wow.
And, we're a family, and
sure.
Even here in Carter County, a lot of times we always talk about the East and the West, but we have been coming together as Carter County and as one.
Absolutely.
And it has mean quite a bit for the community support. I know that the arrangements have been made and everything, and there's been an outpour of support. It's sad that it takes something like this to get the community all together, but we do want to celebrate the lives of these two fine young men. Taken down in the prime of their life.
Sure.
And like I said, it's not about sports. I know that, in the interview you had there with Coach Barker and everything, he said that, the players wanted to do this.
Yep.
And, this is a time for healing. It's not about, you hate to say it, it's a district game tonight. It's not about the win or loss tonight. It's about these players coming out there and honoring, their best friends that, was tragically, lost tragically this week.
No doubt about that. And I'm just thankful to be here. You know, it's just a reminder of how fragile life can be.
It is. You know, it's one of those things that a lot of times, you know, when you're 17, 18, you feel like you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof and everything. And I know that these players out here, you know, when they go out, you know, they expect it, you know, to be going home at the end of the evening and everything's just fine. But, you know, that's not life. And, I mean, you know, life throws us curveballs that we have to deal with. And this is one that, you know, you would not wish upon anybody, you know, to have. And, you know, we just, you know, trust on the Lord and everything else, you know, to, you know, provide comfort and guidance here for everybody here tonight. You know, we thank Prestonsburg for coming up here and, you know, honoring, you know, the moment of silence we had just a minute ago.
Yes.
With, you know, the teams and everything. And it is going to be a hard night for the football team to get out there and play, especially without one of their brothers. And then also another brother that they lost as their friend.
No question about that. Some classy people here tonight, without a doubt. We're going to step out. We've got one more break to get in here in the pregame, but when we return, we will have some starting lineups and a whole lot of football yet to come. So don't go way back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Senator Robin Webb wishes the best of luck to all involved in football games this season. The players, coaches, cheerleaders, and support staff. Your state Senator Robin Webb is always proud to support our youth in all of their endeavors, both in the classroom and on and off the field, and will always strive to put our youth and adults first as she works hard to support the people in her district. Have fun, play hard, be safe in all your games this season. From your state Senator Robin Webb.
We can dig it at Callahan Excavating. If you need drainage work, demolition work, mobile home lot preparation, pond cleaning, slip repairs, service line installation, parking lot or driveway work, or help with many other projects, contact Callahan Excavating at 606-225-0570. Callahan Excavating are proud supporters of local high school sports.
As time goes by, don't forget to capture the moments that will create memories that will last a lifetime with Easterling Photography. No matter the occasion, we have you covered. If you need family portraits, engagement photos, prom pictures, senior photos, sports photos, baby pictures, and wedding photos, we are ready to work for you. You can find us online on Facebook or contact us at 606-286-0991 or at easternlingphotography@yahoo.com to schedule a photo session. In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate.
And we're back here in Olive Hill, Kentucky. Chauncey Griffith, Jeff Irwin, and Pete Baker. Pete, I think we can hear you this time. Give me 1 second. Guys, got some football ready to rock and roll here, District 8 of Class 2A, and I talked in the opening. I don't mean to do all the talking. I'm not that guy at all, but I talked there in the opening about, hey, there's some stakes, some things at stake here, I guess you would say, and namely the postseason.
Yeah, when you take a look at this postseason, of course, you know, this year, on top of most years of anything else, district play is going to be the most important factor that kind of comes into these teams here as well.
Yeah, districts are important. Every time you play a district game, it's a big one. You don't want to take any chances of coming up short because your seedings is important. You know, you want to, if you can play at home, you want to play at home.
Sure, take every advantage you can get, no doubt about it. As West Carter makes their way out on the field, they're wearing their home uniforms, maroon jerseys, maroon pants, white helmets, white numbers on those maroon jerseys. But Prestonsburg coming out wearing their road uniforms, white jerseys with some, I think, black and red checkers on their
checkerboard.
Yeah. That reminds me of Kentucky.
A little bit like Kentucky, yeah.
On their sleeves and black numbers, black pants. And Pete, you saw the coin toss there. What happened?
I think Prestonsburg won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so It looks like they're going to be kicking off, and West Carter is going to be receiving.
And also during that kickoff as well, Prestonsburg did present a wreath to West Carter on that side. They brought out Brent King's jersey, and as we just seen them coming out of the tunnel there, they had both of his home and away jerseys out there as well. So class move there by Prestonsburg.
Yeah, you love stuff. I love to see stuff like that.
It's good to see teams come in and say, hey, we understand what you're going through.
Yep. No doubt about it. As both teams making their way out on the field, we're ready for some football here.
Yeah, if you look at the history between these teams, West Carter's have been there, only a handful of times, 4 times to be exact, and they're 4-0 against Prestonsburg. The closest game that they had was back on October 11th, 2019, when it was 19-7, and then the previous years it was 58-7 West Carter, 36-6, and then last year 41-20.
And I think Coach Barker's looking to make it 5-0 here. As the ball in the air,
kick.
And here we go. Kick fielded around the 15-yard line. The
return.
Yes, sir. The returner brings it over to the West Carter sideline, gets it all the way out to about the 35, and that's where he's brought down by a host of Black Cats from Prestonsburg. Kickoff return there by number 4. That's Logan Birds. And looks like West Carter, don't want to make that mistake again. Well, they'll take over
throw you off the roof.
Yeah, no kidding. They'll take over right about the 36-yard line. That's where they'll set up 1st and 10.
Of course, as you mentioned earlier, these teams are both running teams. If you take a look, you've got the number 1 leading rusher in 2A with Ethan Jarvis, and then the 15th rusher, Cole Crampton, for West Carter, which we're going to see setting up ready to go here.
Yep, we're getting ready to see what he's got here on 1st down as West Carter makes their way out. Looks like they're going to be running out of the gun. Got 2 receivers out to the left and one back in the backfield, I believe. Are we short a man here? I believe I see 10 offensive players on the field here for West Carter.
They were going to do that in honor of.
That's right.
They're going to go ahead and take the delay game on that.
Yep. There we go. Oh, and another class act there.
Yeah.
As they leave this wide out over on this side on the Prestonsburg sideline. They leave that spot open and line up with 10 men on the field in honor of their fallen teammate. So, and then of course the penalties declined by Prestonsburg. So class move there.
Class acts all the way around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's going to be 1st and 10 here again as the penalty was declined by Prestonsburg. And we're going to see our first look at that West Carter offense. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback lined up in the pistol, and he takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he's going to bounce it outside. Got a little bit of room to run there. He gets it all the way across for a 1st down. That's Cole Crampton on the carry there. He gets about 10 yards on 1st down.
There's a good block by number 6'3" out there. Kind of sprung that thing wide open for him.
Absolutely, and it's a 10-yard gain. They haven't moved the sticks yet, but it might be. Yeah, there we go. So a 1st down West Carter means a new set of downs, and we're going to get another look at this offense.
Yeah, Cole Crampton, as we said, number 15th in the state, averaging out 94 yards per game so far, 563 yards on the season.
Oh.
And some pressure in the backfield. It's another handoff to Crampton, and he does all he can to fight forward just to gain ground here, and he does just that, gets 2 yards on 1st down.
That was a good second effort there, as you said, kind of got caught up there in the backfield. Crampton, doing what he does best. And, I know this year it's been a little bit more difficult for him. Last year he was that number 1 rusher in the 2A, and then now it's on the shoes on the other foot here today.
So on 2nd down and 8 yards here, ball's on the – saw somebody move on 1st down.
Looks like we got a false start on the wing back there.
Yep. Just got a little carried away there, and during the cadence, I think he just bounced forward, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Bobbled just a little bit, just enough, but it don't matter how much you do it.
That's it. You can move a little bit on defense, but you can't do that on the other side.
Offense.
That's right. So 2nd down now and 13 yards to go from their own 43-yard line. West Carter sets up here. Looks like we've got the wing back to the left, shift in formation here, pre-snap.
Reversing the play, it looks like there.
I think so. They want to run it over here or have the bunch over toward the Prestonsburg sideline. Handoff none the left off tackle. Cole Crampton fights forward, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards here on 2nd down and make it 3rd and 5.
He had a big hole to run through there. The offensive line did a good job of cleaning it out for him. That was a good run.
Yes, sir. And one thing you mentioned there, both offenses kind of ground and pound, Jeff. That kind of what I'm trying to say is the series become longer, and we see less series between each offense. Does that make sense?
It is. I mean, the clock management's going to be everything here today, especially as there's another run there by Crampton as he gets stuffed right at the line, maybe pushed back just a little bit.
Nowhere to go on that one.
No. That'll make it 4th down and about 7 yards to go now. I think maybe 6 yards. He might have lost 1 there.
No, they're taking him all the way back, looks like.
Oh, wow. I think he got it at least to the 50.
Wait a minute.
Put it back at the 49 of West Carter. So
okay. So a loss of about 2 there.
Yeah, you're looking at as far as team rushing, Prestonsburg's ranked 5th right now in 2A. West Carter's ranked 25th. As far as defense, West Carter's 20th, with Prestonsburg 31st in the state here at the moment. Back to punt this one away.
It's Cole Crampton, isn't it?
Yep.
He punts it all the way to the 20-yard line. That's where it's fielded. Got some room to run down the West Carter sideline, does the defender there. I'm trying to get a number. You guys see a number there?
It was a host there. I'm not for sure if number 10 might have been
10,
the one.
I think 10 was the one carrying. I'm not sure.
Alex Harris. He's got some wheels. He showed us that. I know that. But we're going to get a chance to look here at the Prestonsburg offense as they make their way out. They're going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. 8:55 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless here between West Carter and Preston's deep motion from right to left, and a handoff. It does go to Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis not only ranked in the 2A, he's also ranked in the state as far as talking about a beast of a running back there.
Yeah, he's a guy that can get you some yards when you need him, I think. Clock still rolling down to 8:20 in the first, and Prestonsburg had a good. I think he picked up a yard, but good job on pursuit there by the defense.
Yeah, defense really did a good job of staying in front of it, not letting him get around the corner there.
So 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. It was 2nd and a long 2. Now it's 3rd and 2 yards to go for Prestonsburg. How big would a 3-and-out be here for West Carter?
Definitely what they need right now.
Yeah.
Because, it's already an emotional first, possession. You don't want to try to cap off anything here with a touchdown or any points up on the board.
Handoff goes up the middle to Jarvis. He bounces back outside and trying to fight his way forward. Based on the spot, it looks like they're going to give him 3 yards, and it's going to be a 1st down Prestonsburg, but we'll wait and see where the ball is spotted just to make sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to put it right there on the 47-yard line.
Yep. So a 3-yard pickup, Prestonsburg. So it's finally football weather. I know that. We're up here on top of the press box broadcasting, and I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of this football weather.
I am too. I love Friday nights in October.
Yes, sir. The snap goes to Reese Hamilton. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Again, it goes to Jarvis, who fights his way forward for about 7-8 yards on 1st down.
Gets it up to right around that 40-yard line.
They're finding some success right there in the middle of that defensive line.
He's been good on 1st down. Of course, they've only had 2, but 8 yards and 7 yards on handoffs. That's about more than you could ask, really, from a tailback. So 2nd down and 3 from the West Carter 40-yard line now. Clock down to 6.5 in the first quarter. Out of the pistol is Hamilton. He looks to his right, hands off again. This time it's going to go back to Jarvis, but it's going to be more of a jet play. He gets over, tries to get the edge, and another example of good pursuit on the edge here by the West Carter defense.
Picks up maybe a yard on that play. Or almost 2 yards on the play. They're going to put it there right at the 39-yard line.
So another 3rd down and short situation here for Prestonsburg.
As we said, West Carter, as far as their defense, They've allowed 220 points this season, with Prestonsburg giving up 215, but that's within a couple of with a game difference.
We've got a reverse play on third down and a first down because of it. Pickup of around 7 yards on the reverse there, and I'm trying to get the ball carrier number. Did you see who?
I think it was
Jarvis got the ball and handed it to
20. Was it 22?
Well, I think it was 22. John Little there on the carry.
Yeah.
So a pickup of 7 for him makes first and 10 from the 32-yard line for Prestonsburg. Handoff, jet play goes to Dalton Elliott to the right-hand side. He's trying to get the edge. He had one man to beat there, and a great pursuit from the West Carter defense. I feel like if he would have beat that one man, that could have been off to the races.
There was nobody else. Everybody else was moved out of location. He was clear sailing through.
Absolutely. Tackle there, I do believe, by Dwaylen Dean. So a gain of 5 on first down. Makes it 2nd down and 5 yards to go for Prestonsburg.
Yeah, Dean's quite an athlete here for West Carter as well in his sophomore year.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he might be the leading tackler for the team, I believe.
He is right up there with them.
Yeah, he's up, yeah. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That's the first pass attempt we've seen in this ball game. Makes it 3rd and 5.
I threw that one just a little bit high for the receiver.
Yep, just out of his reach. Dean's 4th in overall tackles. Connor Green, the leading tackler.
Yeah, of course, West Carter without one of their top defensemen as well. Braden Flinner was injured in the Shelby Valley game, had a fractured neck and concussion, and so definitely West Carter a little bit light on the defense.
A toss to the left this time.
Number 18 there.
That's Jarvis again.
That was a nice little screen pass. Number 2 got out there wide out, did a good job blocking on that corner, giving us a little bit more running room.
Pick up of about 12 yards there. So you say that was a screen pass,
Yeah, a
Pete?
little screen.
Okay. So 1st and 10 now from about the 16-yard line, maybe the 15-yard line for Prestonsburg. Hamilton in the pistol. He hands it off up the middle again to Jarvis, who fights it forward. He's actually going to bend it back toward the Prestonsburg sideline, get it down to the 5-yard line, so another first down for him.
Yeah, that was number 7, Raymond Rayburn, and number 14, Jordan Fuston on the tackle there for West Carter.
Rayburn, that's a West Carter name for sure. A lot of Rayburns in Olive Hill.
Absolutely. 1st and goal situation now here for Prestonsburg.
Down to under 4 minutes to go on the clock. Prestonsburg in the pistol again, got 2 receivers to the left. They're going to shift their formation, flip-flop over, running back offset to the left of the quarterback, and another handoff to him. That's Ethan Jarvis, who's going to fight his way inside the 5 down to about the 2-yard line.
Brought down by a host of Comets. Nice little misdirection there as you've seen the quarterback try to, he's got that fake down pretty well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're I guess what you would say, what they do it well. They're a well-oiled machine offensively. So 2nd down and goal now from the 3, down to almost 3 minutes to go here. Still scoreless from Olive Hill. Hamilton in the pistol sends a wingback in jet motion and then hands it off up the middle to Jarvis. He bounces outside and he's brought down on, I believe, the 1-yard line. He just kind of lost balance there, I believe.
Yeah, I think he ran into his own man there.
Yeah.
Looks like I think that ball is almost touching the goal line right now.
That was definitely a spot right there.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and goal now from, we'll say, the 1-yard line.
Still got the heavy package in there.
Yep. Direct snap to Jarvis, and he fights his way forward for a touchdown, Prestonsburg. So with 2:24 on the clock, your score now, Prestonsburg 6 and West Carter 0. Prestonsburg with a chance here to add one more on later in the first quarter. Looks like the PAT team out there. And I did notice kicker Max Willoughby, he's 16 of 19 this year from point after attempts.
And that's Jarvis's 21st touchdown, rushing touchdown on the year, 24th altogether.
The kick is up and waiting for the call. Yep, it's good. So with 2:24 to go here in the first quarter, Prestonsburg leads West Carter 7-0. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
With winter around the corner, it's time to tame or to remove those trees that could damage your property and cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the tree experts at Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal at 606-356-8850 to schedule your free estimate. Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal in Olive Kentucky are proud sponsors of local high school sports.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub & Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub & Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Again, your score 7-0 Prestonsburg on top of West Carter right now, and Prestonsburg set to kick off here. And we're going to get another look at that West Carter offense. Kick drops at about the 25-yard line, and it's fielded on the run by West Carter's number 32. That is Dwaylen Dean again.
I was going to say Dean.
Yeah. I feel like that's a name we might say a few times here tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely a multi-sport athlete, runs track. Actually has picked up some of the records for the West Carter High School track team.
Oh, wow. West Carter with a pretty decent track program from what I remember. They do pretty well.
They have been stepping it up here the last little bit. I mean, you come in with that, football team that was a few years ago, made it all the way to the state semifinals.
Yep.
Most of them was on the track team. And actually quite a few of them now are also on the wrestling team. And which, that's a perfect sport, to do in the off season.
Absolutely. A handoff on first down to West Carter. They're going to bring it up to, the ball was on the 39. They're going to bring it about 4 yards up to about the 43-yard line. And
that was Dean on the carry there for West Carter.
Dwaylen Dean. Second down, 6 yards to go. We're now down to 2 minutes on the clock in the first quarter. And Prestonsburg leads 7-0. As we see West Carter making their way out here on second down. We got one receiver each way and a wing back to the right and two backs in the eye behind Cale back. And it looks like that play just kind of sniffed out from the get-go as Cale brought down in the backfield.
And one thing you're going to notice about West Carter, too, is that, really they've got a tale of two different quarterbacks. If you're looking, you got Cale back out there right now. He's 35 of 63 on the season, 365 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But then you'll see Hayden Hall at number 15 come out there. And, so they will run through two quarterbacks time and time again. It kind of depends on whatever package they're going to be running out there.
I see. I did notice on the stats they had two quarterbacks listed there, but I didn't know.
Well, if you even take a look, Prestonsburg almost has two quarterbacks that they'll put in there.
Yeah.
No flag on flag on the field.
Got a whistle on the snap. Third down and 8 yards, and that one, I believe that was out of the backfield of West Carter. Yeah, it's going to go backwards. Did we have somebody move back there? I believe so.
Yeah, false start there by the white hat. Must have been on his side of the field.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. We've got now third and long for West Carter as the clock still running, gets down below a minute. Third down, 13 yards to go from their own 36-yard line for West Carter. As the players, new play call, obviously, with such a difference in down and distance.
Looks like Prestonsburg a little bit confused on the package that they're running. West Carter going to be looking like they're going to throw this one.
Back under pressure, let's go the football. Had a man but couldn't get it to him. Incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th and 13 now with 32 seconds to go.
That was intended for Connor Green. Almost picked off there. The defenseman, or the safety came back and really put a challenge on for that, but it would have been out of bounds whether the completion was made or not.
Really and truly, for back was under pressure, you had to get out of the pocket, and they kind of made that throw on the run, but it was a pretty good-looking ball given the circumstances. Nonetheless, 4th down, 13 yards to go here, and we're going to see another punt from Wes Carter. Cole Crampton on to do those duties. Takes a snap, gets it up. It's a high punt, but it's going to drop right about the line of scrimmage, that's all. And it's fielded by Prestonsburg at the 40-yard line, 42-yard line.
42,
yep. That's where they'll take over.
Not a good punt. That one was high and had nothing really to it. Just went straight up in the air.
Yeah. Well, at least all we can say is it wasn't the butt punt.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
He kicked it forward instead of backwards. I've seen that. I've seen the kicks go backwards too. So it's kind of nice to not great field position though for Prestonsburg. Start off, on the Wes Carter's 42-yard line.
For years, Wes Carter had a Bond out there, typically punting away for him.
That's the other Wes Carter name, Rayburn and Bond. Those are the two. Yep. So 1st and 10 now for Prestonsburg as they take over here on the Wes Carter 42-yard line. And here we go. Hamilton takes a snap, gets it out there to
number 2 there. It looked like that's Dalton Elliott.
For a pretty decent gain on 1st down. Trying to see where they've got him, where he went out of bounds at. Pick up about 6, I think. I will give him 5.
That's exactly what you need to do at this point in time. With 16 seconds left to go, throw it out to the side. Get yourself in good position there for the second quarter.
Have to take a shot while you got the chance. On 1st down. And here we go. 2nd down and 5 yards to go for Prestonsburg. Hamilton takes a snap, looks to his left this time, finds Elliott again in the flats, and he beats one man. He's off to the races down the Prestonsburg sideline, and that's a touchdown from 37 yards out for Prestonsburg.
Great catch and a real good run.
Yep, much more you can ask from there offensively anyway. And that makes it 13-0 now, and Prestonsburg with another chance to tack on one more.
37-yard pass there from the quarterback to Elliott, and he danced that line he thought about going out there for a second and then took a look up and saw the green grass in front of him and was like, I got to take it while I can get it.
That's right. So with 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Max Willoughby back on, the PAT team back on to try to tack on one more point. Almost blocked, but the kick does split the uprights. So with 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the score is Prestonsburg 14, Wes Carter 0. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes, none compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. Dwayne Suttles is a candidate for Carter County Judge Executive in the upcoming election November 8th. A lifelong resident of the county, he's been involved in service to the people for over 40 years, including the college system, firefighting, EMT. And he understands the need for good roads and strong infrastructure. He spent 15 years as the city councilman, currently the Grayson City Clerk. Go to the polls November 8th and elect Dwayne Suttles as your next Carter County Judge Executive.
I'm Dwayne Suttles, candidate for Carter County Judge Executive, and I paid for and approved this message.
And we're back here, a touchback on the kickoff here. Brings the clock down now to 4 seconds, so I guess Wes Carter with the chance to run one more play of offense.
Yeah, definitely not the first quarter that they wanted, but they knew that this was going to be a tough team here tonight.
Sure.
As we said, Prestonsburg, coming in, having one more game experience, than what West Carter does. Both of them's 1-1 inside of 2A right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the position that really they want to be in at this moment. Really no teams have been, I guess, eliminated from the playoffs just yet.
And that's what I meant. I tried to, when I do the opening, I try to spell it out exactly how I want it to say, because I write all that stuff down. I'm not just thinking and talking. I have it written out. And I was trying to make the point that although West Carter right now 1-5, they're 1-1 in the district, and that's what matters as far as postseason goes.
And that pass going to be tipped there by Prestonsburg to end up the first quarter.
So after one quarter of play, your score, Prestonsburg 14, West Carter 0. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Have you covered. If you need family portraits, engagement photos, prom pictures, senior photos, sports photos, baby pictures, and wedding photos, we are ready to work for you. You can find us online on Facebook or contact us at 606-286-0991 or at easternlinkphotography@yahoo.com to schedule a photo session. In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Pete, you got some scores to update us with from around the area?
Yeah, in the second quarter, Boyd County's up 14-0 over Holmes. East Carter up over Ashland 7-0 in the second. Greenup County's up on Russell 7-0 right now, it says in the first quarter. And Raceland is up 7-0 on Betsy Lane in the first quarter.
I see. So sounds like some pretty good football being
some
played
good
around the
football
area.
games. This is you're getting in the district time of the year right now where everybody's playing in their district matchups. And
we'll have some more scores for you from around the area here as they come in to us. West Carter now second down and 10 yards to go, and a handoff up the middle, and he's going to bounce it outside. That's Cole Crampton. He's got room to run. He's all the way across midfield where he's pushed out of bounds. So a huge first down run there for West Carter.
Big time play for him. Gets it about a.
He did. I guess he went out of bounds about the 48.
Yep. So that's about a 28-yard rush
sir.
there for Cole Crampton, and that's exactly what Crampton can do when he's got an open field advantage to him.
Yes, sir. And that might just be what the doctor prescribed there for West Carter offensively on first down.
Yeah, because if you take a look at Crampton, last week, 15 attempts, 137 yards, 4 touchdowns, 9.1 yards per attempt.
Another handoff on first down goes to Crampton, and he's pushed down as he crosses the line of scrimmage, but gain of about 1 yard on first down.
I think he wanted to take that thing in the middle, but there was no hole anywhere, so he bounced it outside just a little bit, but nowhere to run.
Well, West Carter's been like that for the last few years and everything. They've been able to take it, bounce it off on the inside, and then try to get something going on the outside.
Sure.
But at times, of course, we got a different offensive line that we're looking at here than what we've had in the last couple of years, dealing with some injuries and everything else.
No doubt. Yep. Coach Barker does a good job, though, with the personnel he has. Running the he's gobbled up right about the line of scrimmage, so no gain on second down, makes it 3rd and 9. 7 carries for him tonight, 47 yards for Mr. Crampton. And I believe, do we have a player equipment or something?
Got a timeout by the official, and it does look like it.
I think Crampton just came off, and it looks like Dwaylen Dean coming back on.
Might be a helmet issue.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. He's fine. He jogged off on his own and everything.
Well, then you had number 53 here for Prestonsburg, Jackson Goebel.
Okay.
He was, kind of holding his arm there in the middle of the huddle.
Kell back in the gun. He's going to take the snap, look to his right, looking downfield, trying to find a man. He finds one, but ball overthrown. Try to get it out there to Timothy Fields in the flats. but incomplete pass on third down makes it 4th and 9.
Yeah, that was a good look for him there, just overthrew his man a little bit.
Yeah. He made the right read there and threw it to the right guy, just a little bit out of his reach. So I presume, looks like, though, I don't see a personnel change in any way. It looks like the offense out there in the huddle, so we're going to find out. I'm not going to presume anything.
Well, Crampton looks like he's going a little bit deeper.
Yep.
It's hard to have a personnel change when your personnel's already out there.
Changes.
Yep. That's true. And Crampton, the punter, he is deep in the backfield, takes the snap and bobbles it, and he's off to the races under pressure, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage and gets one more. So gets it back to the 49-yard line of West Carter, and that's where Prestonsburg will take over. Not enough for the first down.
That was a great recovery for him coming out there and picking it up. I mean, he had about 4 white jerseys all around him, and he was able to at least get some positive yardage out of it.
That's right. I think he picked up about 4 yards there, and honestly, what kind of presence of mind does it take to do something like that? Because a lot of people would choke under that kind of pressure. I know I would. There's no shot I'd be able to pick up that ball and take off with it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, you take a look at, you're sitting out there, you realize, hey, the fumble's, bad snap, which West Carter's been having some problems with their snappers this year. And looks like we're going to get a flag there as not sure if this is going to be encroachment. I know the West Carter player was over.
Yeah. I saw a couple defensive linemen moving there. I don't – yeah. Be offsides on the defense, so 1st down and 5 now for Prestonsburg.
Just trying to pick up on the count just a little bit early, and you can tell they just took that one step right across there. And everybody kind of takes a look at each other. It's like, did I go too far?
Yeah. You got that neutral zone, but might have crossed it this time around.
So you cross the neutral zone when you touch the offensive line when you went too far.
Yeah, I think you're right, Pete. 1st down and 5 now for Prestonsburg, and Reese Hamilton, the quarterback, out of the gun, takes it, hands it to Jarvis, who's going to bounce it back over toward the West Carter sideline and fight his way ahead for about 6 yards here on 1st down, and that was enough to move the chains.
Once again, another good second effort by the number 1 rusher in 2A football.
Yeah.
Number 6 inside of all classes, and that's a tough act to follow there.
No doubt about it. And just looking at him here in a quarter and 3 minutes of another quarter, I can kind of see why. He kind of shows the signs of a kid who knows how to run the football. Here we go on 1st down.
Reverse there to number 22.
Yeah. So the handoff went to Jarvis. He handed it back over to John Little, who got the edge and picked up. Trying to see where they brought him down at even.
Looks like about the 36 maybe.
Right there on the 36-yard line. Pickup of about 3, almost 4 on the play.
Yeah. That's 2 carries, 10 yards for him in this ball game. And something else, that was actually, that 3-yard carry was the worst. Prestonsburg's had 5 first downs in this ball game, 8 yards, 7 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, and that one was 3 yards. So they've been pretty productive on 1st down. 2nd down, 7 yards to go now as Hamilton sends a guy in motion. Now he tosses it out to him. That's John Little
again,
trying to get that edge and able to do so, but not a huge pickup, but more than enough for the 1st down here for Prestonsburg. He gets it all the way down to, I believe, that's the 30.
Actually, about the 27-yard line.
27. There you go.
These runners for Prestonsburg, they do a good job. They get north and south really quick. They're not a lot of dancing around. Just turn the corner and go.
Yes, sir.
It's like not a whole lot of finesse. It's all power,
just
power
go.
And speed.
Hamilton in the gun again. 1 receiver out to the left. Elliott goes in motion and a fake
got it
bubble
up to Jarvis
play to
up
him.
The middle there.
Yep, and the handoff goes to Jarvis, who fights his way forward for another 8 yards here on 1st down. One thing I do like about that Prestonsburg offense, we talk about them, being good at what they do, but you've even got Reese Hamilton there carrying out his fakes, and that goes a long way, man. That goes a long way. The handoff went to Jarvis, but Hamilton still going through the complete motion of faking that bubble pass out there. And
well, Hamilton wasn't shabby last week. 7 of 10 on his so 70% to 114 yards and 1 touchdown for a running team. That's pretty good.
He ran for 86 yards himself too.
Second leading rusher of the night, I believe. But they're going to call him down.
West Carter did a good job there. That's a nice little group tackle. The defensive line did a good job of staying in there and not getting pushed out.
So did the ground cause the fumble, I guess is what?
I think the ground caused that one.
Okay.
Because everybody started jumping after everybody was starting to head downwards.
Yeah. Third down and
being one of the big defensive linemen, you can't wait for that moment for the ball to hit the ground and you can pick it up and take off running. That's a dream right there.
I've been in those shoes.
I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
Until you get to about the 10-yard line, go, I'm not going to make it.
Snap goes to Hamilton. He does pass it out this time to the left side to Elliott, who's got some room to run. Touchdown from 20 yards out for Preston. Had one more here as the PAT team makes their way out.
Well, the experience is not out there in the secondary for West Carter right now.
There from Willoughby, and it's good. That makes it 21-0 now. On top of West Carter, we're going to step out, take a break, and we'll be back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
County, look no further than Tyler's Pizza. Also be sure to check out our daily lunch specials, wings, salads, subs, sandwiches, dinners, sides, desserts, and our world famous Thai Zone. Tyler's Pizza, 120 Cross Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-4583. Tyler's Pizza is a proud supporter of local high school sports. At James Do It Best Hardware, we are not just another hardware store, we are your hometown home improvement partners, offering personalized service to help you get the job done right the first time. We are also your local steel dealer. At James Do It Best Hardware, our people make the difference.
I love James Do It Best Hardware store.
James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street in Olive Hill, Kentucky.
And back here in Olive Hill, looks like the kickoff was brought out to around the 30-yard line. A decent return there for West Carter. No, the 35-yard line, so that's where.
Yeah, it was a procedural. There was a flag on the play.
Okay.
A kick out of bounds.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, free kick out of bounds, so that's going to put West Carter there automatically on the 35-yard line.
So pretty decent field position for the Comets here starting out in this drive.
Therefore,
another example of Kel Back having his guy and just something happening there where he couldn't get him the ball. So he's 0 for 3 here tonight, but not for lack of trying.
Yeah, it was a good job by the defensive line there at Prestonsburg to get that ball out to get the tip. It would have been an awesome opportunity there for Green to pick that up, and he had some green grass in front of him.
Oh, yeah. Second down, 10 yards to go. Here, West Carter still on the 35-yard line. As Back takes a snap, he's going to drop back, a design middle screen. It goes to Cole Crampton, who fights his way forward. He's got room to run down the Prestonsburg sideline across the 40, across the 30, 20, and that's where he's knocked out of bounds. So a huge play here on second down for West Carter.
Nice little screen play there. Just put it right over top of the defensive line. And Cole Crampton, he was tasting touchdown there, but just had the one man to defeat there from Prestonsburg.
I'm going to say that's a pickup of about 45 yards here.
Right on the 20-yard line now.
Yeah.
It started off on the opposite 35.
Yeah.
So you got 15, and then you move on another 30, so 45
there
yards.
You go.
That was a great job at number 67, Derek Williams. He had a great job of opening that up so he can get a little bit farther around the good block on his part.
Yes, sir. And those are the guys who don't always get credit.
Nobody cares about the offensive line. I do, because that's what I did for years. So.
I'm with you. Back takes the snap. He's under pressure. Spin move in the backfield, and he's going to throw this one away. He had a guy out there kind of covered and probably made the right move getting that one out of bounds.
Yeah, he was out there scrambling. The play started breaking down, but he kept his head to him, and that's the big important thing. Evade and then take a look upfield, and that's exactly what he was doing at this time period.
Yes, sir. So second down, 10 yards to go here for West Carter from the Prestonsburg 20-yard line with 6:21 to go before the half.
Well, if you're getting success on the passing play, that's one thing. When you know what you're going to be facing on the other side is going to be a rushing defense, and I'm sure both these teams have been prepping that all this week.
Right.
Yeah, you've also got to be prepared for that passing play, in which West Carter, this is the third passing play now that they've put out there. Crampton just couldn't get a hand on that one.
Yeah, and I did notice, too, you said a hand. He really did just reach up with one hand. But nonetheless, incomplete pass there. Back was under pressure again, but did a good job getting the ball out there this time. And that makes it 3rd and long for West Carter.
I think they had no little design screenplay there to get try to get on that edge, but just couldn't bring it in.
And this is definitely going to be 4-down territory for the Comets.
Oh, yeah.
As we can see, when you have your running back punting the ball, there's not too much in the cupboard when you have special teams.
That's right. 2 receivers out. No, we got trips to the right as back in the gun. He's immediately under pressure, and he's thrown down in the backfield. And a great job there by Prestonsburg's number 54, and I'm trying to get you.
Alvin Stevenson.
There you go. He came through almost untouched and made a big play there for his defense.
Well, that's the 7th team sack on the year there for Prestonsburg. They're 22nd in 2A. Doing a great job out there this season. But it looks like we're going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty there against West Carter.
So that'll back it up even more, I presume.
As I believe the flag was thrown down right at the 30-yard line, I think right where he was taken down. Conduct.
And they've got to get down to where the 10, is that right?
Yep.
Just outside the 10-yard line.
4th.
Not too many plays you got designed for 4th and that long.
No, sir.
Yeah, 4th and 35.
Looks like they're going to punt.
Of course, last punt went straight up in the air there for West Carter.
Yeah.
This time blocked.
This one blocked. It lands about the 40-yard line. Teams comes up big here in a lot of ways, and that's one of them.
Well, and that's kind of a devastating play that you had. You got a huge play, 45-yard run, or a 45-yard pass to get it down into the red zone, and then can't punch it in. Took 3 shots down, 2 shots, and then got sacked.
Yeah.
And then there you go, and then after the unsportsmanlike conduct, you get pushed all the way back to the 45. Not a whole lot you can do in that case.
No, sir. So with 5:35 to go here before the half, Prestonsburg leads 21-0. And they're going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. Snap goes to Hamilton. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Jarvis. And he's met at the line by almost the whole West Carter defense, and he fights his way forward for a gain of about
7 yards.
Yeah, 7.
Well, it depends on where they blew the whistle, and then he went forward about 4 yards.
I know. I was just going off the side judge over on the West Carter side.
Oh, they moved it back here. It's about a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, because they blew the whistle, and you had the near line judge right there.
Yeah.
They had already blew the whistle dead, and then he went forward 4 yards. And like I said, the head linesman on the other side stepped out to where the ball ended up at, and been a very favorable. Marking for Prestonsburg.
So 2nd down, 6 yards to go now for Prestonsburg. They're going to line up with 3 backs in the backfield and hand off to
number 2.
Jet play. That's Dalton Elliott who's going to get the edge, fight his way forward all the way over to the West Carter sideline and pick up about 3 yards. Maybe 4 yards, we'll say. His first carry of the night. He's also caught 2 of the touchdowns so far for Prestonsburg. He's got 62 yards receiving for the Black Cats.
He's definitely got some speed on him, and as on that jet sweep, they caught him right on the sideline. I mean, which is what they needed to do. But,
that's right.
But the good thing is they didn't give up the first down.
Exactly. Yeah, 3rd down, 2 yards to go here, and a big 3rd down for both sides of the football. A handoff is going to go to Jarvis. He's going to fight his way forward for a first down, gets the edge, cuts it up, and picks up about 4 yards, I think, maybe 5.
And looks like we're going to get a timeout taken here by West Carter, their first timeout of the half.
we'll keep it right here. Don't want to miss any of the action here from Olive Hill. If you're Coach Barker here, and you guys do the talking here, if you're Coach Barker calling a timeout here, what's your thought process?
I think the main thing you just try to get your defense like, listen, we got 4.5 minutes left here. Let's get a stop. Let's get the ball back. Let's get a score going into halftime. See if we can do something to change the momentum, because right now Prestonsburg has the momentum in this game. Their offensive line's doing a great job of sealing the edges, and they're getting around the running backs are making it around. It's like, hey guys, let's go. This is what we're playing for. Let's get something going here before we walk off the field here for halftime.
Exactly, because I think 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
For Prestonsburg, and that's definitely the thing. Settle the team down.
Yep.
Because they know that they're going to go to Jarvis, but
Sure.
yet now they're having to really start thinking about Elliott.
Absolutely.
Because Elliott's got 2 of the touchdowns. He's got 12 of these points that's out here today. Jarvis has been the workhorse, but Elliott's been getting the points up on the board here this evening.
Both teams back out on the field now. Prestonsburg moving from left to right on your radio dial as we look at it. And Hamilton takes a snap. He's under a little pressure. He's going to sprint out to his right and find a man in the flats. Yes, sir. That is number 8.
Yeah, Seth Fitch.
Seth Fitch. I don't have him written down yet. So his first catch of the ball game brings the ball all the way out to
right around the 39-yard line there of Wes Carter.
Okay.
Hey, we'll catch it and nobody else.
Well, he had a lot of time to take a look at that. Wes Carter's putting out the pressure, but that offensive line there, Prestonsburg, was really holding their own out there and giving the quarterback plenty of time to take a look downfield.
Hamilton's going to take the snap.
Oh,
he's going to hand it off this time. It's going to go to John Little, who fights his way forward off tackle for a pickup of about 4 more yards, enough for another first down Prestonsburg.
Number 74 there, just about having the backfield, just missed him as he went by.
And that would have really changed the complexion of things here.
That would have been about, instead of first down, would have been looking at a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. So.
Yep. So Prestonsburg has it now at the Wes Carter 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Clock now under 4 minutes and still rolling here. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like it's moved really quick.
It has. Typically, with your running offense that you have mostly out there, the clock's going to roll.
Sure.
Unless you're going out of bounds.
A handoff goes to Jarvis. He's going to get the edge. He's got room to run down the West Carter sideline. Makes one man miss. Gets it all the way down inside the 5-yard line. And he's knocked out of bounds here with 3:32 on the clock before the half. About a 32, 33-yard pickup here.
That was a real good effort on his part there. And, he really was being pursued right there heavily right around the, 7-yard line.
Right. He's one of those guys, though, man. He's not top 5 in the state for no reason.
He's a tough little running back.
Yes, sir.
There's not really a whole lot you can do with it. Size-wise and everything, Wes Carter's a little bit smaller this year.
Sure.
And a lot of, as we said before, not a whole lot of experience out there. You've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores taking up positions that's been filled up by juniors and seniors in years past.
Again, they had some guys in the backfield just didn't get the tackles.
A sprint out pass here on 1st and goal, incomplete in the back of the end zone. Makes it 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
Just overthrew his man just a little bit there. He had to stretch out for that one, and if that one was probably thrown half a yard shorter, we'd be looking at 27 points on the board.
Yes, sir. Ethan Jarvis right now in the first half, 14 carries, 99 yards, and that's unofficially. I'm the guy keeping track of, so it's probably off a little bit, but pretty close anyway.
Oh, when you take a look at what he's been doing here this year, he's 18th, Reese Hamilton's 18th right now in the state as far as passing. He's got now 11 touchdowns on the season.
Yes. Handoff again goes to Jarvis up the middle. He's got it back to the line, and he's fighting his way forward. Not sure yet where the spot's going to be. I haven't seen anyone signal touchdown.
I think they're going to set him just a
right
bit
about
short.
The 1 yard, just inside the 1 yard line, looks like.
Okay. So we'll say a gain of a yard there. That puts him right at 100 yards unofficially. and makes it 3rd down and goal from the 1.
That's pretty impressive. If you think you get 100 yards and a half.
Yeah.
That's running.
That's a lot. That's doing a pretty good job, isn't it, Pete?
Yes, it is.
Snap this time. It's going to be a handoff and a loss of yards here. Presumably, yep, they've got him down.
Yeah, that was a handoff there to number 22, John Little again.
And they've had success on that jet play, getting out there and getting the edge. He's got the speed to do it, but good job there by the West Carter defense.
That's going to bring up 4th down, and so this is decision time right here. Of course, I mean, short clock that you got going on, under 2 minutes now.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep looks like they're going to keep out the offense out there. I'm not sure. I haven't seen much about the special teams as far as, just the extra points.
Right.
They're just a little bit outside of that range, but it looks like Prestonsburg is going to call the timeout here, try to decide this one over because, do they really need the 3 extra points on the board at the point?
Sure.
Or do you want to try to go ahead and go in, up 4 touchdowns into the locker room?
Either way, if you were to try for the touchdown, not get it, either way, you've got great field position defensively. Yeah. And I can tell you this, too, Max Wilby, the kicker, according to the stats on the KHSAA website, has not attempted a field goal this year.
So there you go.
So we'll say they're probably going to go for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're out right now, 6-yard line. 3 yards back, I mean, a lot of times you got to take a look and think, what's 3 yards, to a kicker?
Sure.
I mean, if you're talking about Shooter McPherson up at Cincinnati, that's nothing. Put him out, around the 30-yard line on the opposite field, and he's probably going to drill it from back then.
Yep.
But in high school, you don't, that confidence kind of goes down every yard you start taking that step back.
No question. Both teams making their way back out. We're going to find out now.
It looks like they got Willoughby out there.
That's him.
Kick a field goal.
Yeah, number 11.
That's him.
So this will be his first field goal attempt here of the season. Or I guess according to the stats on the KHSAA, his first field goal attempt coming in, it'll be a 16-yard attempt.
Yep. And here we go with 1:38 to go before the half. Kicks up. And it's good. That makes the score 24-0 now. Prestonsburg leads West Carter. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
State Senator Robin Webb wishes the best of luck to all involved in football games this season. The players, coaches, cheerleaders, and support staff. Your State Senator Robin Webb is always proud to support our youth in all of their endeavors, both in the classroom and on and off the field, and will always strive to put our youth and adults first as she works hard to support the people in her district. Have fun, play hard, be safe in all your games this season. From your State Senator Robin Webb.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Carter County, look no further than Tyler's Pizza. Also be sure to check out our daily lunch specials, wings, salads, subs, sandwiches, dinners, sides, desserts, and our world famous Thai Zone. Tyler's Pizza, 120 Cross Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-4583. Tyler's Pizza is a proud supporter of local high school sports.
Back in Olive Hill, Jeff, did you see the kickoff there?
It was a short kickoff there, picked up there by Connor Green, number 34, and then ended up taking it all the way up to right around the 45-yard line. Probably a pickup of maybe about 7 yards on the return.
So, either way, really good field position coming out here for West Carter.
Exactly, kind of where they need to be at. I mean, right now you're just under the 2-minute offense mark, what you're taking a look at. Time to kind of dig in, maybe kind of pull out a trick play or two here, maybe a reverse pass or something that's out there. Try out a little something because right now you can't go wrong at any point in time here.
Snap goes to Kell back. He drops back immediately under pressure. Yep, and he's brought down in the backfield. So not what you want on first down.
No. Well, and that was one that I think they were taking a look back there for Cole Crampton, to tell you the honest truth, because he pushed all the way back over toward the sideline on the there, and I don't know if the play was intended for him to go maybe to give it to Crampton, have him run it down, or possibly set up some kind of reversal play, a little Statue of Liberty play there.
The problem is that defensive end came screaming across. There was just no chance.
Second down and 20 yards to go now after the 10-yard loss on the sack. Back takes it, and I believe that was a designed run. He took the snap and immediately took off trying to get off tackle, but not able to do so. He might have got it back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Quickly brought down by the Prestonsburg defense there. I think that was number 56 if I'm not mistaken, or excuse me, 54. Galvin Stevenson on the tackle there for Prestonsburg.
Is that the nose guard maybe?
That's what I was thinking on that on the left-hand far side, left-hand side.
Defensive end on that left side, yep. 2-by-2 set as back takes the snap under pressure again. Ball almost knocked away, and he's trying to get something. He's all the way over
Still
to the Prestonsburg sideline. Yes, sir.
Oh.
And he's brought down the ball, knocked out of his hands, but it goes out of bounds. Man, I tell you, back showed his athleticism there, just getting away from those defenders.
I mean, just to keep his feet and keep moving, but always looking downfield. He was looking for her to throw that football, but there were too many Black Cats around him.
Yeah, he knew that was going to be the last play of the half.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, don't go down. No matter what you do, don't go down. And that's exactly what he was looking at. And, I mean, just couldn't find anybody out there. And,
that's it.
And, of course, that's going to be wrapping up the first half here at West Carter.
Yes, sir. Your score at halftime. Prestonsburg 24, West Carter 0. We'll be back after this for the halftime show, so don't go away. We'll be back on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. Dwayne Suttles is a candidate for Carter County Judge Executive in the upcoming election November 8th. A lifelong resident of the county, he's been involved in service to the people for over 40 years, including the college system, firefighting, EMT. And he understands the need for good roads and strong infrastructure. He spent 15 years as the city councilman, currently the Grayson City Clerk. Go to the polls November 8th and elect Dwayne Suttles as your next Carter County Judge Executive.
I'm Dwayne Suttles, candidate for Carter County Judge Executive, and I paid for and approved this message.
State Senator Robin Webb wishes the best of luck to all involved in football games this season. The players, coaches, cheerleaders, and support staff. Your State Senator Robin Webb is always proud to support our youth in all of their endeavors, both in the classroom and on and off the field, and will always strive to put our youth and adults first as she works hard to support the people in her district. Have fun, play hard, be safe in all your games this season. From your State Senator Robin Webb.
Back here in Olive Hill, halftime between the West Carter Comets and the Prestonsburg Black Cats. Chauncey Griffith, along with Pete Baker and Jeff from Mantis. And guys, the first half obviously on the scoreboard, not really where you want to be if you're West Carter, but there are some positives, I think, from the West Carter side. Talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. You take a look at, especially that one huge play that they had there with Crampton. They were getting the passing game going on there really well there for a while, and there's actually several of the West Carter had several opportunities for some huge plays, but just couldn't get the receptions, or the hands on the ball to pull it in for the pickup of yards.
Right.
Yeah, they're towards the end. They came up with a big stop there down inside the 10-yard line. The defensive line was getting some disruptive back in there. That's a positive thing right now. So
sure.
Before they were scoring touchdowns, now they got a field goal. That's a positive.
Yeah, taking a look, especially getting them right in. What was it, right around the 2-yard line?
Yeah.
And then was able to push them back to the 6.
Yeah.
And that's definitely 4-down territory, and they stopped Prestonsburg and made them kick their first field goal of the season.
That's right. I was waiting till you got done. I was going to say that's something that hadn't happened to them this year at all. They haven't attempted a field goal. So.
Well, and they had to think about that, too. They called the timeout out there because they kept the quarterback out there. I mean, he was out there ready to roll. And when all of a sudden, he wasn't out there after the timeout, you knew that they thought, well, we better put a few extra points on the board.
Yep. Hey, so we mentioned the score 24-0. We'll tell you how we got there real quick. First touchdown of the ball game came with 2:24 to go in the first quarter. That was a 1-yard touchdown run from Ethan Jarvis, and a Willoughby PAT made it 7-0. Again in the first quarter with 5 seconds on the clock, a 37-yard touchdown pass from Hamilton to Dalton Elliott, and a Willoughby PAT made it 14-0 after one. Then in the second quarter, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Hamilton to Elliott again. This one was 6:44 on the clock. Prestonsburg scores again, making it 21-0. And then with a minute and 33 seconds before the half, a Prestonsburg field goal from Max Willoughby made it 24-0 at halftime. We're going to step out, take a break, and when we return, we'll have some offensive stats and a little bit of analysis and a whole lot more football left to come here from Olive Hill. As the Prestonsburg Black Cats lead 24-0. Back after this.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
Are you having trouble keeping your parking lot lit? Is customer safety one of your top priorities? If so, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We have bucket truck and boom crane truck services. We have extensive experience in exterior lighting and parking lot lighting maintenance. No need to ever be in the dark again. Remember, call River Cities Builders at 473-4112 for all your lighting needs. We will light your path to success.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Chauncey Griffith along with Jeff and Pete. Guys, well, actually, I'll tell you what, Pete, will you go ahead and go over some stats for us from the first half?
Put my glasses on so I can see what's going on here. I see for rushing yards, we got Ethan Jarvis for Prestonsburg. He's got 15 carries for 100 yards. John Little has 5 for 21. Brant George has 1 carry. I think he might have 1 yard, and then Dalton Elliott's got 1 for 4. Passing-wise, Elliott is 3 for 62. Jarvis has 1 catch for 12 yards, and Fitch has 1 for 9. Side on West Card over here, their stats right now. Cole Crampton has 8 carries for 51 yards. Cale Back has 4 carries for -18, couple sacks in there. And Dwaylen Dean has 1 carry for 4 yards. We have 1 reception, and that was by Cole Crampton. It was for a 45-yard catch at this time.
And that's going to do our offensive stats for the first half. If you're the head coaches, well, we'll start with Coach Barker. If you're him here at halftime, What are you telling your team right now?
Well, number one, I mean, if you take a look, there's been no turnovers.
Right.
No turnovers.
That's kind of a big thing. You've obviously given it over, had to punt it away. Some issues on the special teams, but that's going to happen, especially at the high school level. Right now, I mean, West Carter 1 of 8 of passing, 45 yards. I mean, they got to build upon that.
Sure.
Because they realize that's going to be open.
Sure.
And if they start making some catches there, then it's going to put in some positive yards for them there. Of course, you got to worry about Prestonsburg as well. 5 of 7 in passing. A total of 82 yards, and you're looking at 2 touchdowns from passing so far. They're going to have to stop the pass. Which if you try to stop the pass, then what are you going to do? Is you're going to open it up for Jarvis.
There you go.
And so it's the 1-2 punch that you don't want to have. So you just got to settle the team down and kind of say, play your position. Get out there, run the defense that we have, and trust on your teammates to get the job done.
It's you look at the passing plays that Prestonsburg run that's really hurting West Carter. It's screen passes, which is just another way of running the football. I mean, it's the new way of football of a rushing yards is to throw some screens, quick passes, get them out, and hit the edge as quick as you can. I think West Carter's just got to do a little bit better job on defense of sealing those edges. They got to get up there and cut those edges out to where they can't turn those corners and get upfield on them. But I said, you're coming out, you're getting the ball to start the second half. Let's do something positive. Let's drive down the field. Let's score. Your running team you're going to hold the ball for a long time. Your passing game is not on par tonight, but just keep chugging along. Keep running the ball hard, and eventually one of those pass plays is going to pop open.
There you go. And Pete, I'll ask you, if you're Coach Brewer, kind of flipping the script, if you're Coach Brewer, what are you telling your Black Cats?
Don't fall asleep. Don't look at the scoreboard and go, this game's over with, because we've seen the potential. West Carter's got. They've had some big runs, some big pass play. That's all it takes is one play. It's like, hey, this game's not over. We still got 24 minutes to go. Let's go out there, keep your heads on a swivel, and just play some football.
That's right. Guys, we're going to take a step out for another break. We've got a few minutes left here of halftime. We got another break we got to squeeze in here, but a whole lot of football still yet to come from Olive Hill. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
We can dig it at Callahan Excavating. If you need drainage work, demolition work, mobile home lot preparation, pond cleaning, slip repairs, service line installation, parking lot or driveway work, or help with many other projects, contact Callahan Excavating at 606-225-0570. Callahan Excavating are proud supporters of local high school sports.
As time goes by, don't forget to capture the moments that will create memories that will last a lifetime. With Eastern Link Photography, no matter the occasion, we have you covered. If you need family portraits, engagement photos, prom pictures, senior photos, sports photos, baby pictures, and wedding photos, we are ready to work for you. You can find us online on Facebook or contact us at 606-286-0991 or at easternlinkphotography@yahoo.com to schedule a photo session. In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Chauncey Griffith joined by Pete. And Jeff and guys, while we got just a second, I wanted to take inform the listeners the Good Cheer program every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the Cool Hits Gospel channel. That's the one I do. I try to interview somebody each week and just share some good stuff, man. Talk a little bit about Jesus and just some good stories along the way. And I've had Pete on there, but Jeff, I've got to get you on there.
I say anytime.
You'll love doing it. It's a lot of fun, especially if he does it live. Love it live.
Yeah. It adds a whole new complexion to the whole thing. Nonetheless, though, we're at a football game, so
in October.
Yeah, that's it. And it's football weather, and we're on top of a press box, and I'm in a coat, and Pete, you're in a hoodie, and Jeff, you're the toughest one of us.
Try my best out there. Of course, you got to. I look at these kids out there. It's JFL night
yes.
here at West Carter, and they've been introducing the cheerleaders and players all this time. And you're taking a look. There's a lot down there that's in shorts and T-shirts as well, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of parents like, I told you to wear that jacket.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where's your coat? I don't know, Mom. I left it somewhere.
And better not say that too much. If my mom and dad's watching probably down in Mount Sterling right now, they're probably like, I'm probably going to get a text here in a little bit. Jeff, put on your coat.
Yeah, that's right. I just threw you under the bus, didn't I?
But it's not cold, Mom, I swear.
Well, I'm like a polar bear up here. That's the thing. I said I ran cross country, for years when I was out here at West Carter, and it's one of those things that you think that usually cross country's over, and it's not. It's still going on right now.
Oh yeah.
And if you've seen the shorts that those cross country team members wear, it's not real thick material, and you've got to kind of deal with it.
That's right. You're exactly right, because they don't allow you to wear some coveralls. Running cross country. Hey, while we've got just a second, though, I'm going to step out one more time. We got one more break to get in, a short one, and we'll be back in 1 minute here to resume action here for the second half from Olive Hill, Kentucky. Your score, Prestonsburg 24, West Carter 0. Back after this.
Around the corner, it's time to tame or to remove those trees that could damage your property and cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the tree experts at Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal at 606-356-8850 to schedule your free estimate. Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal in Olive Hill, Kentucky are proud sponsors of local high school sports. At James Do It Best Hardware, we are not just another hardware store, we are your hometown home improvement partners, offering personalized service to help you get the job done right the first time. We are also your local steel dealer. At James Do It Best Hardware, our people make the difference.
I love James Do It Best Hardware store.
James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street in Olive Hill, Kentucky.
Both teams back in the field here, getting warmed up in the extended period here of halftime. And I talk about it every week. You do games different places every week, but there's there's a bunch of common things. But one thing I always feel like at halftime, coming out of halftime, that first series or first drive after the half kind of determines the complexion of the rest of that half.
Yeah, because you're going to be taking a look at Prestonsburg going to be coming out. They won the toss, deferred to the second half, and that's really going to set the tone because West Carter needs to get a stop out here. First thing they need to come out, start flexing the defensive muscles a little bit more.
Sure.
Kind of being able to up that football IQ just a little bit while they're out there, and get that stop because that's going to be the big name of the game right there. And sometimes getting that first defensive stop is going to be, that's going to drive your offense.
Oh yeah. It might just be a little kick in the behind, I guess, is not a really politically correct way, but that's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely, because you got to think, especially with these small schools, 2A, that the offense and defense are all the same. And if you're pumped up on defense, and you get out there and you got that adrenaline flowing, and good and well, it's like, hey, let's get this going.
Sure.
Then that's when that lights that fire for the offensive flame.
Halftime can be is kind of like a momentum break for a while. So right now, you look at the first half, Prestonsburg had all the momentum, but West Carter did a good job there at the end. They came up with a big stop, forced instead of a touchdown, we ended up with a field goal. So now it's like, okay, let's get out of their defense. Let's just pick up where we left off. Let's get another stop, 3 and out, get the ball back, get some good field position, and take it down the field and get it in the end zone.
That's right. That's right. Take it, I guess, defensively, make that next step and get a 3 and out or stop a drive without a score.
You got a good stop down there because they didn't get a touchdown. That was huge.
Sure.
And now it's like let's get a 3 and out.
Yep.
It's the little victories that's going to play big time here.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, West Carter's always been a team, too, that they can come back. I mean, I know it's a different team than a couple years ago, but, when they were down to Beechwood and got it to a one-score game, Coach Barker knows how to get a team, back from, the brink of, disaster, more or less.
He's that guy, too. If any coach in the area is that guy, his players believe, and he's good at motivating his bunch, and I'm excited to see how they come out here defensively.
Yeah, because that's going to set the tone that first little bit, because I've seen teams before come out, in halftime, they're all pumped up, ready to go, and then, like, if Prestonsburg just marches straight down the field, busts out like a 70-yard run, that's going to shut down the rest of the half.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's just one play. It could be a 5 or 6 yard play. It's like it can burst the bubble, and it's kind of hard to come back from it.
Yep. Both teams out on the field, and we're almost ready to resume action here for half number 2.
It looks like we're going to have number 20 out there.
Yeah.
I do not have a 20 on my roster for some reason.
I don't either.
Side kick.
That would be why.
Prestonsburg got it.
Yep. A big gamble, though, coming out. I'm not going to say I dislike that.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pull something out.
Yeah, you're down by 24. You got to take some chances, a few risks here and there.
So
this will get your, going to give a chance for your defense, and really, that's kind of a statement saying, hey, we trust our defense to try to get something done out there.
That's what I'm saying. Yep, I'm with you. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Prestonsburg from just shaded over the midfield line. We'll say from the 50 though. The nose of the ball's touching the 50, and here we go. Reese Hamilton. Out of the gun, he sends a running back in motion. That's Jarvis.
Good play number 1.
And I was waiting to see there. It was a screen play after Jarvis went in motion. The ball was thrown to him. It was knocked away. And I was waiting to see if they called it a fumble or an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Caden Thompson about came up with that. That's number 1 for West Carter.
Yeah.
It hit his hands. And if he had got it, he would have been in the end zone.
Yep. He was off to the races at that point.
Yeah, there was nobody back there. He had green grass, for 45 yards down the way.
Yep. So 2nd down and 10 it will be for Prestonsburg now after the incomplete pass. And Hamilton this time with Jarvis to his right sends another running back in motion. A handoff goes to Elliott, who gets the edge and marches ahead down to around the 41-yard line. So a pickup of 9, not quite enough, I don't think, based on the spot over on the sideline, the West Carter sideline for the first, but a gain of a long 9 yards.
Yeah, you can take a look at the first the boundary line at the original line of scrimmage is just to the left of the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
And they've marked him right down at the 41, so that's about half a yard, for the first down. But it's going to be 3rd and 1, or 3rd and inches. We'll put it that way.
There you go. Yeah. The shotgun snap goes to Hamilton. He's going to hand it off to Jarvis up the middle, who fights his way ahead for a pickup of about 2 yards, maybe 3, but enough for a first down either way.
And that's kind of their bread and butter go-to right there is that, short yardage. And that's what you want to put your offense into. You want to give them that situation of where it's like, take a shot on the first and then go ahead and try. If you're short on the after the first down,
that's right.
Give it to Jarvis and let him punch it in. Let him work his magic.
If you're a running team, to have a 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, that's you're comfortable with that.
And it looks like West Carter may have went offside on this.
Definitely movement, and we're going to have encroachment on the defense, so it'll be 1st down 5 yards now for Prestonsburg.
And I believe that's West Carter's 4th penalty here of the night.
Yep.
2nd offsides. Of course, one of them, we really won't count that first one.
Sure.
I know it goes in on the book as one, but,
well, it was declined
4.
anyway, so, yeah. 1st down.
Both teams play pretty clean. There have not been many penalties.
No.
Other than just a few procedural, illegal procedure and a couple offsides. So
So Prestonsburg loves that hurry to the offense line. They've done that for years.
Jarvis takes the football and marches it ahead for a pickup of about 7, so another first down for Prestonsburg. That's his 17th carry. He's got 109 yards now on the night.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the 15th first down there for Prestonsburg here today.
They've had a couple they had a 37-yard pass and a 20-yard pass and maybe an 11-yard run or two. Other than that, it's just been running play after running play after just marching, stringing together drives, marching it down the field.
I was going to say they're looking like they're putting on the sweep here this time.
Jarvis, the man with the football.
Gets it within the 15.
Yes, sir.
They say pick up a 12 yards, and so that'll be a first down inside the red zone once again there for Prestonsburg.
Under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter as Prestonsburg leads West Carter 24-0, and they're knocking on the door again, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line of West Carter.
And this is kind of not what they wanted to get out there. I mean, they've been, Prestonsburg very methodical out there, just really, pushing that rushing defense, time after time.
Yep.
And they're getting success. And I mean, why stop with what you've been working well with?
Handoff goes to Jarvis. He fights his way ahead for a pickup of a few yards down inside the 10-yard line now for Prestonsburg. We'll say he picked up about 5 there. That makes it 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Couple scores to update you with from around the area. Looks like 8 minutes to Holmes, 26-8 at the half. And at halftime, Paintsville 36, Fairview 0, and Ashland 14, East Carter 7. As Hamilton takes the snap.
Reverse.
Yep, they've shown that a few times as Little fights his way ahead down around the 5-yard line. Is it going to be enough for a first?
Get them to about the 5, so it's going to be about 3rd and 1 out there. They've been definitely using Little on that jet sweep most of the night there. It's been pretty effective.
The Prestonsburg play selection has been kind of small. You look, they run the jet sweep, they run that little reverse and a little off tackle. There's hasn't been going deep into any playbooks tonight at all.
Especially with looking at someone that you may potentially be playing in the playoffs. I mean, I know it's still
as least
early
as
on.
you can.
Yep. Get the bread and butter out, and that's all you really need to show here at the moment, especially leading here 24-0.
Hamilton hands off to Jarvis, who tries to get the edge, not able to do so, though. And a great open field tackle there by West Carter's number 70, and that is
number 70 is Jackson Kidwell.
Kidwell, there you go. Yes, sir.
That's a fine young man right there.
Is it good?
A good wrestler. He came back, missed a lot of last year, especially the wrestling season, due to leg injury.
Okay.
So he's been coming back, and he's probably one of the hardest working young men on this team that I would possibly know. I mean,
that's awesome.
Good salt of the earth.
Glad we got the chance to mention his name then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, you can't beat him. I mean, he's always yes, sir, and everything else.
Jarvis on 4th down from the 6-yard line marches it ahead for a touchdown, Prestonsburg. From 6 yards out, that makes it 30-0 now.
Yeah, West Carter just had that opportunity there. Once again, facing a 4th
and long.
Yeah. They were still. They
said 1 yard. Yeah, I forgot it was 4th and 1. But still, 6 yards out, you got a chance right there to get a big stop. Maybe take the ball over, but
and I think that's what West Carter was doing. They were thinking the short play, get the 1, and then maybe set him up for a 1st and goal.
Sure.
But this time they just came straight in and almost went in untouched there for the 6.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, got a flag down.
PAT, it was blocked, but the whistle was blowing as the snap was being made.
And it looks like that's going to be an offsides against West Carter.
That'll bring it up halfway. It'll be about the 1.5 yard line now.
No need in changing plans. You don't need the 2-point conversion here.
No change in personnel. Everybody just taking a step forward, I guess. So 30-0 your score here with 6:45 to go, and the field goal unit for Prestonsburg on. Kick is up, and it's good. So your score here with 6:45 to go. Prestonsburg 31, West Carter 0. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
And the kick is in the air, and we've got a whistle here. Jeff, can you explain?
It looks like there's a flag out on the field. We'll see what the white hat ends up calling this one, as looked like the flag was thrown right around the 35-yard line.
I think they're saying he called for a fair catch.
Okay. That must be what it was, because he did catch the ball.
Yeah, maybe he grabbed the wrong bag.
Yeah, something, but yeah.
Trust me, I've been a football official before, and I've run into that same situation that all of a sudden you grab the wrong thing and you throw it.
Yeah.
And everybody starts taking a look at you, and it's like, what you doing?
Makes sense. West Carter with two receivers in the short side of the field, as the handoff does go to Crampton, and he's tripped up after picking up around 7-8 yards on first down.
Ran up on the heels of his own blocker.
Yeah, he did.
Because he had a lot of green grass up ahead of him there.
Nobody over on this sideline.
Just caught him right on the hip. That Prestonsburg player just kind of pushed him right back into him, and he just kind of bounced off him like a rag doll.
Yep, down he went. That was a good run, though, real good run.
Yeah.
Something positive.
Definitely picked up the first down.
Yes, sir. I said 7 or 8. That was more like about 10. He fell forward, too. Two receivers both ways. The wide out from the left goes to the right in motion, and we've got a pass downfield a little bit too high for the intended receiver. Goes incomplete.
And once again, another one of those good play calls, just couldn't get the man connected there.
Sure.
He's had open receivers, just can't seem to get the ball's a little bit too high or too far, a little bit too outside, but the plays are there, the receivers are there. It's just a matter of getting the catches made right now.
That's right.
And, I mean, that's all that really what they're looking for right now is trying to get that offense built up and try to figure out, really, what do they need to do to, find some success.
Snap goes to back. It's another screen pass. We've got a flag over here in the backfield as the ball falls incomplete. It's in the vicinity of a hold, but I don't know that that's what would be called here. I'm not sure.
Because it came from the near side. And it is going to be, it looks like a hold.
Yep. Holding on West Carter, so that'll back him up 10 yards, I presume, and make it 3rd and long.
Because the flag was thrown right around the 35, so that will probably take it back to right within inside the 30. Depends on where they're going to mark it at.
Yeah.
You got Charlie Graham standing there right at the 36 is I think where he threw the flag at.
Uh-huh.
Now he's going to mark it off here.
Yeah. So it's going to be 3rd down and a long way to go.
Because got to get it up to the 49-yard line. And it looks like they're right at around the 27. So it looks like, 22? He's second and 24.
There we go, yep. Handoff's going to go to Crampton, who gets the edge, and he's got some room to run, crosses the 40, across midfield, and a big collision. He crossed the 45, and as he does just that, a big collision there as he makes it not enough for the first down, but much more manageable here on third down.
Especially setting that up from the second down. That's definitely what you want to do, get it back in with the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Looking at now a 3rd and 5 instead of a 2nd and 24.
Yes, sir.
Much better position that you'd want to be in.
Back, Kell back, that is, the man behind the center. He's going to be in the gun, and we've got a whistle. We've got a Prestonsburg player coming off. I think maybe they just had a mix-up there and a substitution. Back with a running back to his left, 2 receivers each way, and another handoff up the middle this time. And Crampton, the man with the football, he's hit hard but able to shake off a would-be tackler and march ahead for a gain of about 4. Not quite enough for the first down, though.
I don't know. They're waving it. They may want to measure this one. I mean,
okay.
Well, it depends on where you're looking at.
Yeah.
You got the far official once again right in on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, you're right.
You got the near official was right around the 49. And so they are going to call it 4th down and inches.
A big play here on 4th down for Wes Carter. And waiting to see how they line up. Looks like the offense stays out. Obviously same personnel, but we're in an offensive formation. Back takes a snap, and he keeps it himself. A fake handoff to Crampton, and Back's got some room to run. He gets it down to the 30-yard line, so a pickup of around 20 yards here on 4th and 1.
That's a great design play. Had me thinking it went to Crampton.
Yeah, he did a good job on the fake, kept it right there on the belly, and then pulled it last second, and off he went. Had some good blocking up front.
Like I said, Wes Carter, especially with the youth that they've been having on there, I said they've almost had to kind of go into what Marshall did, after their tragedy that they had going into the veer, trying to rely on the quarterback to see the defense and then make those calls. You hand it off, you pull it back. Dean in motion.
Yes, sir, and Kell back fires one downfield. It's caught for a touchdown. Wes Carter, yes, sir. Catch there made by Timothy Fields down the Wes Carter sideline, and Wes Carter on the board with some points.
It was a good drive.
A 29-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Kell back down to Timothy Fields, and that puts Wes Carter within a few touchdowns here. It's 31-6 now, and kickoff or PAT team out with a chance to tack on one more.
Of course, I'm sure that's a special touchdown there for Timmy Fields, fellow senior as well as King. Was a senior.
Sure.
Definitely, not only getting the points up on the board, but doing that for him as well. That's I'm sure that's kind of what's going through their mind here at that time period.
And it looks like we're not going to see the PAT team. The offense still out there for Wes Carter. And here we go. Back takes the snap. He sprints out to his right, sets up, fires one to the back corner of the end zone, and it's just off the hands of the intended receiver there. A good ball and good placement, just off the hands of Cole Crampton. So with 4:31 to go here in the third quarter, your score, Prestonsburg 31, Wes Carter 6. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
At James Do It Best Hardware, we are not just another hardware store, we are your hometown home improvement partners, offering personalized service to help you get the job done right the first time. We are also your local steel dealer. At James Do It Best Hardware, our people make the difference.
I love James Do It Best Hardware Store.
James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street in Olive Hill, Kentucky.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Back in Olive Hill as West Carter set to kick off. They've got their huddle out in the middle of the field, and it's going to be another onside kick here. And I think West Carter's got the football, but did it go 10 yards before they touched it? That's the question.
And it looks like the near official's pointing the other way, but
of course the Prestonsburg fans.
And West Carter.
Now they've switched directions. That's almost that Super Bowl in which one was showing touchdown, the other one was waving it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right on the 50-yard line, which, I mean, that traveled the 10 yards, but whether they touched it beforehand.
It's hard to tell. There's a pile of them right in there together, so it's kind of hard to see who touched it first. But,
hey, West Carter football nonetheless. Here we go.
And that's definitely what they need right now. They picked up the 6 points, and then now, trying to add more to this.
Back takes the snap, fires one across the middle of the field, knocked away, incomplete. Second down.
I think the Black Cat fans weren't too happy with that last call.
No, where we're sitting here on the top of the press box, we're right next to them, and they are not happy, I will say that. But, I mean, I'm not down on the field. I know West Carter came away with the football, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know where they touched that, but they did come away with the football.
Well, until we can get enough cameras out there to get the National Federation to implement some replays.
There we go. 2-by-2 set. Back takes the snap, drops back under pressure, flags in the backfield. He throws it incomplete. There are two officials here who, with flags, both of them in the backfield. I'm not sure. Could it be another hold?
And that's the indication.
Another holding call on West Carter. And based on my calculation, and I might be wrong, I typically am about most things, but I don't know that Prestonsburg had one penalty tonight.
They've got one penalty.
One, okay. Again, a really low penalty count, though, for both teams in this football game.
Yeah, because taking a look in I had them down for one penalty for 5 yards in the first half, and I don't think they've had one this half as well.
I see. That penalty brings it back to the 27-yard line. The 32-yard line. Thank you.
Makes it 2nd and 27, and there's some more laundry out on the field.
Spoke too soon. I don't know. I'm not sure who they're going to call that one up.
A false start against the Comets.
It's 2nd and 27, and that false start makes it now 2nd and 32 yards to go from the 28-yard line for the Comets.
And that's not the momentum that you want to be getting out there right now for West Carter. You picked up the offside or the onside kick, and then now you've gotten back-to-back penalties, pushing yourself back 22 yards.
Yep. Trips to the right. The number one receiver from the right goes in motion to the left. Drops back, fires one downfield to Green, who's got some room to run down the sideline, crosses the 40, 30, 20, and the 10, and that's a touchdown. West Carter. Wow, big play here on second down and a long way to go.
Fantastic play there by Connor Green to take it the distance. That was on the 28-yard line originally, so, I mean, you're marching that all the way down. Making sure there's no flags on the field. The officials are in the back, but
looks like they're all heading back this way.
There is a flag. I see it over here right about the 27-yard line. There's a flag.
Wow.
I think we might have a hold.
Pete, I still don't see the flag.
It's here right on the near side.
Yeah, it's right down here.
Right around the 26-yard line.
The official standing right over top of it. I think we're going to have a holding call.
I got you.
I didn't see that until the very end when I seen all the officials were stuck down here on this side of the field.
The officials weren't celebrating. They were just kind of standing together. So I thought something's
not right. Yeah.
Either they're trying to get their paperwork together or because that was always one thing when I officiated. You get out there and everybody breaks out that book and it's like, all right, what do you got? Trying to jot down everything you got there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see an official call, but I'm sure that's a holding, especially the location of the flag.
Or a block in the back. That's about what it has to be, one of those two.
And so this takes it all the way down. Well, it was at the 28. The flag was thrown right around the, I think maybe right around the 32-yard line.
Yeah.
So it takes them back within the 20 now. And now it's going to be, 10 yards from about the previous spot.
Yep. Second down and 42. Yeah. Yep. As Cale Black takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield, and had a receiver down there. It was Dwaylen Dean, but not able to find him, incomplete.
Well, the play worked one time before. You figure, do you show it to him right back again and see if you can, get the same magic that they had out there?
Sure. Third down and 42 yards to go now from the West Carter 18-yard line. Down to 4 minutes to go, or 4:04 to go. The clock stopped on the incomplete pass. And Prestonsburg leads West Carter 31-6. Got trips to the left now. Cale Black, the quarterback. Crampton lined up to his left. Motion from left to right from receiver as Black quarterback's sacked in the backfield. He dropped back. Sorry, that was a tongue twister or something. Dropped back under pressure and goes down for another loss.
And now we've got a flag coming in.
Several flags.
Yeah, after the play.
Little defensive end for Prestonsburg, Gavin Stevens. He's a solid little defensive end. He's done a good job tonight of getting in the backfield and disrupting a lot of plays and keeping those edges sealed up.
For as many flags as went out there for it to be a sideline warning, that's kind of unusual.
Yeah, against West Carter, I assume. Fourth down, 42 yards to go here. And they've got to get all the way to the opposite 40-yard line for a first down. But instead, West Carter electing to punt from their own end zone.
Actually updated it to 55 yards, what they need to get.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh.
A high punt out of the end zone. It's going to drop at about the 22 and take a West Carter roll down to around the 32, 33-yard line. That's where Prestonsburg will take over. First and 10 on the West Carter 32, 33-yard line.
Punting out of the end zone is never good, especially that they don't have a whole lot of room to move with. And
that's rough.
I mean, at least they got a positive roll toward that one.
It got out, yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't a kick straight up in the air, but still, Prestonsburg started off with really good field position there at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, I think it rolled about 12, 13 yards, I think. So 3:36 to go here in the third quarter. And Prestonsburg takes over on the West Carter 32-yard line. Snap goes to Hamilton.
Busted play.
Yep, and he's going to take it himself and fight forward about 5 yards on first down.
That was a good look on his part to take a look and see that the play was busted up and ended up just taking it himself.
It looked like they were going to try to run that little jet sweep they've been doing, but nobody to give the ball to.
That's right. As far as my calculations go, that's his first rush of this ball game.
And like I said, I mean, they haven't been really throwing a huge bit of the playbook at him, and eventually, the defense is going to pick up on, that offensive set that they run.
Sure.
Back in the third quarter, they ran that screen play, and West Carter just about picked that one off on him.
Hamilton takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws it downfield, finds his man, Seth Fitch, who
still on his feet.
Yeah.
Finally drug down right around the 5-yard line.
Yes, sir. So a pickup of about 23 yards, but yes, right, a flag in the backfield.
I've got a block below the waist.
A chop block there against Prestonsburg, so that one will be coming back toward him. Thrown right at the 31-yard line.
I didn't see who that was on, but those are, if I'm Coach Brewer, Prestonsburg coach here, even though we're up by that much, that's something we've definitely got to address. Those penalties when the ball's downfield like that.
They've been pretty clean most of the day, but I mean,
sure.
Especially later on in a game, you got to have that mental toughness all the way through.
That's right. You mentioned West Carter's wrestling team. Coach Brewer's the head wrestling coach at Prestonsburg too.
Yep.
Good feller.
Well, it's one of those things that wrestling is getting to be, a considerably popular sport. Not amongst just the football players, but a lot. A lot of teams have been picking up football in their area. I know East Carter's picking up a wrestling team this year.
Right.
And I'm sure a good portion of them is going to be their football team. Actually seen a meme just a little bit earlier today. It says the off-season football shoes are coming out now that has your low center of balance and teaches all the things that you need to do on the line.
There you go. I love it, man. A 6-yard pickup on second down for Jarvis makes it 3rd down and 11 yards to go. A few years ago, before he passed away, I was talking to Coach Jim Matney when he was at Johnson Central, and he said out of his 11 defensive starters, 11 of them were wrestlers. Snap goes, and another reverse. This one's going to go to John Little, who fights his way forward for a pickup of about 7. And we've seen that reverse several times in this ball game. At least 4 times maybe, something like that.
And they've been successful with it every time they run it.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's going to bring up 4th down for them, and that's going to be, something that West Carter's looking for. They've got them to 4th down situations, 3 or 4 times here in the last little bit.
Are they
place kicker's coming back on the field, so
there you
go.
go.
Try another field goal.
Yep.
He's like, come on, Coach, give me a shot. I've made 2.
Max Willow be the place kicker. Down under 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Score remains Prestonsburg 31, West Carter 6, and looks like Prestonsburg going to attempt a field goal here.
Of course, makes you wonder if they're also trying to get the offside call here, because
that's true.
They haven't done one yet so far.
Yeah.
From this distance, because he's been putting them in there, but they actually get this one off.
Kick is up. It was good from left to right, just didn't have the distance. So with 28.2 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter, your score remains 31-6. And it seemed like the Prestonsburg crowd over here to my left, they were really behind on Max Willoughby, the kicker there. They wanted to see him kick that one through, but just didn't have the leg for it.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. I didn't get to really see too much of his warm-ups today to see how far back he was going back, but you got to think he's kicked 3 or 4
extra points.
Yeah. And it's a whole lot of a difference when you're kicking out 13 yards when you're kicking about, I think, what was that, almost a 40-yard attempt?
36, yeah.
36.
Yep. Kel Back takes the snap for West Carter. He's going to hand it off to Cole Crampton, who runs off tackle to the right all the way ahead. He crosses the 25, gets it out to about the 27-yard line, so a pickup of about 7 on 1st down.
And that may be about the last play that we see here of the quarter.
I think so. Down to 5 seconds to go. And that's going to do it for quarter number 3. So after 3 quarters of play here from Olive Hill, your score, Prestonsburg 31, West Carter 6. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
State Senator Robin Webb wishes the best of luck to all involved in football games this season. The players, coaches, cheerleaders, and support staff. Your State Senator Robin Webb is always proud to support our youth in all of their endeavors, both in the classroom and on and off the field, and will always strive to put our youth and adults first as she works hard to support the people in her district. Have fun, play hard, be safe in all your games this season. From your State Senator Robin Webb.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Glad to have you along here as we're getting ready to start quarter number 4. Chauncey Griffith, Pete Baker, and Mr. Jeff Irwin from Mantis Sports Media here as Prestonsburg leads 31-6. What are some things you guys expect to see here in this fourth quarter?
Well, definitely from West Carter, I expect more passing. They've been finding the success from there, at times. They could have had another touchdown there.
Sure.
I think Prestonsburg just, if they get the ball, they're going to keep it on the ground and just keep pounding it with Jarvis. And
keep doing what they do. Handoff for West Carter is going to go to Crampton, and he's gobbled up in the backfield. I do see a flag on the play, though.
And that was thrown right at the two defenders that was there with Crampton.
Yeah, the tacklers, I guess you would say.
Holding.
Wow.
I didn't see really anybody else in that vicinity.
I didn't either. Where the flag was at, I didn't either. I wasn't for sure what direction that flag was going, but there's a reason I'm up here and not down there, too.
It looks like they're going to decline that one.
So it'll stay.
Bump it up to third down and about 4.
Right. Where's it?
They're trying to figure out where to place the ball at now.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Well, he waved it off.
The ball was on the 28-yard line, so no, they're going to.
So I guess
I think the official said they declined it, and the coach said, "No, I didn't decline it."
No, I didn't. Yeah.
I was going to say, why would as far as a football position, I mean, why would you want to decline a holding call at any point in time unless it's like you pushed them back. And it's like, going in third, going to fourth down. I can see that.
Going into fourth down, they're going to punt the ball no matter what. But, I was like, that's not a spot that I would say, we'll decline that. We'll give them a free pass here on second down, third down.
So it'll be second down and 15 yards to go now. Trips to the right, the short side of the field for West Carter. A handoff's going to go to Crampton, and he's going to get the edge and march it ahead for a gain of about 6 yards over toward the numbers on the West Carter sideline.
Gets it back into the original line of scrimmage. Pick up, like I said, about 6. It'll be third down and 9 here.
I think they're going to spot it pretty generously, honestly.
He's looking like he's picked up. They got about 7 yards to go now.
Yeah. So if I'm West Carter, I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, you got third and manageable now. At least it's not.
Couple scores to update you with from around the area real fast. Greenup 21, Russell 21. That's in the middle of the fourth. Ashland 28, East Carter 14 with 8:01 to go in the ball game. And with 7.5 left in the third quarter, Boyd County 29, Holmes 8, excuse me. A pass down the middle of the field, knocked up in the air, and then as contact made as the catch was being he was trying to pull it in there. That is Dwaylen Dean again, but he's just not able to pull it in. Goes incomplete.
It was about the miracle catch there that they were getting ready to go on because it popped up, and then it went right back into his hands, and he had it, and then it just came down and went right out.
Yeah,
of course
he never could pull it into his body. I think one of the Black Cats there just knocked it out of his hands.
Well, of course, the temperature, I got to say as well.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the hands are starting to get a little bit numb up here, and I can assume that it's just about near the same on the field.
Trips to the left, motion behind the quarterback as on fourth down, back goes to throw the football, and we've got a penalty flag during the play.
And it's going to be another holding call.
Now, this would be one that you would want to defer, or not defer, but decline.
We'll decline this one. Maybe.
Yeah. How about we just take the football? And that's what they're going to do. So Prestonsburg will take over first and 10 on the West Carter 22-yard line. with 10:22 to go in the football game.
And once again, another one of those series where West Carter could have had some positive, things going on. They had, that pass there for Dean that, could have, been near a first down.
Sure. Ashland Community and Technical College has a 12-week online course starting October the 17th. It's not too late to further your education at ACTC. As Prestonsburg makes their way out offensively, they've got two receivers way out wide. The ball's on the right hash. They've got two receivers way out wide to the left, and a fake handoff and a pass across the middle of the field.
Another
falls
flag
incomplete. Down. Yep, and another flag in the backfield.
Intentional grounding, it looks like.
Okay.
I don't know about that call. It was in the middle of the field. He had.
And there was a receiver out that way.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had number 8 out there.
I think they're calling roughing the passer.
Or roughing the passer,
oh,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
That makes more sense.
I was like, his first signal, I thought, wait a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Roughing the passer. So he was hit after he threw, but it seemed like it was momentum.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay.
That's one of those that you kind of get out there and you start looking at that official's play card, and it's like, all right, intentional grounding or roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Which way do I chop my arm on that one?
Yeah, they kind of look the same, don't they?
The first time we did the double chop, I'm thinking, no.
Quarterback takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff this time from Hamilton to Brant George. He was also the intended receiver on the last play, and he's going to carry it for a loss of about a yard. So we're under 10 minutes to go here, and the clock's still rolling from West Carter High School. 31-6. West Carter is trailing Prestonsburg here, and Prestonsburg with the ball in the red zone here. Second down and 11 from the 12-yard line of West Carter.
If this is something, if you're West Carter, you want to try to get that stop and build upon, anything to going on for next week.
That's right. That's right. A handoff this time is going to go back to George, who gets the edge, tries to get the pylon, not able to make it there, and he slides all the way over into the barrier, the chain barrier there, and knocks it down. And that is not that's not Brant George. That is John Little there, I believe.
Or I think Elliott.
Elliott, yeah. I'll get it right one of these times, yeah. Elliott, the ball carrier. So he got it down, gained about 8 or 9 yards there, and got it down to 3rd and 1 from the about the 3-yard line. Still enough room for Prestonsburg to get a first down and not a touchdown.
This is that same situation that they were in not that long ago here on the other side of the field. Had 1 yard to go, but then went in untouched.
Yeah.
Where they handed it off to Jarvis.
That's right. Jarvis not on the field here. Hamilton from the pistol, trying the hard count there, nothing moving.
Calling an audible here.
Yep. Takes the snap, hands it off. This time it does go to George, who tries to get the edge, finds his way forward, and the ball comes out.
So this is going to be an interesting call here.
Yeah. Prestonsburg players saying touchdown. Referees conferring in the middle of the field. Still no indication from them.
Because if that was a fumble in the end zone, West Carter recovered, then that's going to be a touchback.
Absolutely.
But if it was in the end zone and recovered by Prestonsburg, then it's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
I think they're going to say he was down at the 1.
So I guess that's going to
– the 1 inch maybe.
So they are going to call it a first down.
I think so.
Yeah.
So 1st and goal from about 3 inches away from the goal line for Prestonsburg. Clock, the referee, the white hat there, signaling for them to continue running the clock. We're down to around 9 minutes now in the ball game.
Wouldn't surprise me for a quarterback keeper right here. He's been handing it off all day, but
yeah.
No, hits it on the other on the reverse and puts it in for an easy 6 there.
That's Dalton Elliott for the 1-yard touchdown run there. That puts another 6 points on the board for Prestonsburg, 37-6 right now, and a chance to tack on one more. And I do see Willoughby, the kicker, making his way out.
Yeah, we've been calling Elliott's name a whole lot here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You know, coming into this, you know, you keep on saying Jarvis, you know, and really I think Jarvis has got, what, 1 touchdown here today or maybe 2?
He's got 2, yeah.
And I think Elliott's got the rest of them.
Yeah.
He said Jarvis had some big runs, but only that 1 score.
And the PAT is good. That makes it 38-6 with 8:50 to go in the ball game. Prestonsburg on top of West Carter. We're going to step out back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
And a big kickoff return here for West Carter sets them up pretty good here up for offense. Ball caught around the 30-yard line. I did not see the returner. Did you?
34 was
34, Connor Green.
Okay, a great return here. And where are they going to say he stepped out at?
They're going to say right back at around the 36-yard line.
Oh, wow. He got it across midfield and everything there.
You could tell that he was slapping that ball right there and was like, oh, man.
Yeah,
He must have just took that one little side step out and brushed that chalk on the side there.
And here we go. West Carter offense out on the field. Ball's over toward the left hash as the snap goes back to the quarterback, and he has a man downfield
wide
and
open.
off to the races.
Cole Crampton.
Yes, sir. He crosses the 10-yard line. He doesn't get it in the end zone, but he's going to be knocked out of bounds somewhere around the 10, I do believe, but a huge pickup on first down.
Yeah, that was a great pass. There was nobody around him. He was wide open and had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Yes, sir.
And that's West Carter just kind of reinventing itself there because, we've been talking, rushing team, but, when the rush is not there, you got to figure something else out. And if you got the speed of someone like Crampton, put him out in a wide out position or, put him out in the flats or, running a route.
Got it all the way down to the 2. Wow, I thought he was around the 10, but I guess that extra effort, that dive there is where he finally was knocked out of bounds. So it'll be first and goal from the 2. Back takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Crampton, who's going to fight his way ahead for a touchdown, West Carter. So a big series, a 2-play series, a total of 64 yards in 2 plays. So not too bad for West Carter here.
And there's a
Flags
flag.
are flying.
Didn't see too much extracurricular, but someone probably said something.
Some stuff's hard to see from up here.
Sometimes it's the words that can hurt.
Personal foul against West Carter.
There you go. And I assume that will be on the kickoff is when that will be set. Looks like the offense still out for West Carter.
As we said, the kicking has never really been one of West Carter's real strongest points. They've had a couple good kickers, in years past.
Sure.
Like I said, Bond, he done a fantastic, our job, for the Comets, last year. But of course, once you graduate,
can't come back and play anymore.
That's right. Two backs, one to each side of Kel back as he takes the snap, sprints out to the right.
He got it.
Gets it to him.
Yes, sir. The 2-point conversion is good. That makes it 38-14 here with 8:25 to go in the ball game. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
With winter around the corner, it's time to tame or to remove those trees that could damage your property and cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the tree experts at Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal at 606-356-8850 to schedule your free estimate. Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal in Olive, Kentucky are proud sponsors of local high school sports.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. 38-14 your score now as Wes Carter with a good two-play drive there, 64-yard drive in 2 plays and getting more points on the board. And as you mentioned, Jeff, before that series, Wes Carter, you know, it's still a football game. You still got to play next week, so positive things are a big deal no matter when they come.
You have to build upon everything you have. Of course, that was a great pass in there to Tabor Tackett. Number 8 for Wes Carter picking up the 2-point conversion. But it's those little battles that you have to win. And right now, you know, any battles that Wes Carter can win, especially on a night like tonight, you know, you hate to keep on thinking of what's in these kids' back of their head. What was that?
The back handspring or something, and an onside kick here. And it's fielded cleanly by Prestonsburg right about the 40-yard line. That was backed up 15 yards there from the penalty after the touchdown. So good field position here for Prestonsburg.
Well, that was definitely unexpected. You know,
I didn't know you could do back handsprings on all that in football, but hey.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's trick plays galore out there, and that's just another one we can add to the repertoire.
There you go. Pete, some of us can and some of us can't.
I never could.
No.
So if the coach would say, get in there and do a back end, I was like, sorry, coach.
Yeah.
I always said
I can do a somersault.
If my feet ever go above my head, you better be calling an ambulance.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, because that's just not natural at that point in time. But I mean, you know, for Wes Carter, go for it here because I mean they got being pushed back from the personal foul earlier on. You know, kind of hurts them a little bit. You know, still would have put them in bad field position, but you know, if you get the ball, that's what you need.
Exactly.
Reverse again.
Yep, that reverse
got this
play.
One, though.
Yes, sir.
He
got the
that
edge.
One out.
Yep. He did get the edge, but he was immediately knocked out of bounds there by a host of Wes Carter defenders. Ball carrier there, I believe, was John Little.
Yeah, Timmy Fields, I think, was the first one to get to him there on the side.
So that'll go down as no gain on first down. Yeah, good job by Timmy Fields and several other West Carter defenders there. They kind of sniffed that one out on the reverse.
As I said, if you keep on seeing the same thing repeatedly, it's going to eventually, you know, you're going to pick one of them up sooner or later.
That's right.
Prestonsburg's really used a limited playbook. They haven't gone very deep into anything tonight, and should be able to start to figure some things out.
And I'm sure if this was a little bit of a tighter game, they probably would be going deeper in the playbook.
Yeah. Well,
handoff this time went to Brant George and ran it down the Prestonsburg sideline for a pretty big gain here on second down. I'm trying to figure out where he was knocked out of bounds at.
And I think this one may be coming back.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yep, see the flag
holding
there. Yeah, Prestonsburg, you got to have the mentality right now of if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
That's right.
What they're doing with these 4 or 5 different little run plays and pass plays, they're doing a good job tonight. So
that holding will not bring it back to midfield right at the 50-yard line, just shaded over the other side of the 50, but second down and 20 yards to go for the Black Cats.
And if you're the Prestonsburg, coach, once again, these penalties are not ones that you need to be picking up, this late in this game.
Right.
I can understand if you're putting in some subs or maybe some JV players to give them some reps and everything, but, that's going to end up hurting you later on in the season.
Sure. Quarterback takes the snap. Ball knocked out.
Like Wes Carter's got it.
I think you're right. I don't think there's any question about that. It's going to be Wes Carter football here from the Prestonsburg 45-yard line.
Because it looked like you had Tabor Tackett there and Alex Rayburn.
Uh-huh.
Not sure which one fell on it. Rayburn was right there. Number 77 looked like he came up with it, but Tackett was right there as well.
Hey, hats off to both of those young men. A turnover here means it's a Wes Carter football with 7:44 to go in the ball game. 38-14 the score. Prestonsburg leads Wes Carter. And Wes Carter looking to decrease that deficit. 2-by-2 set for the Comets. We do have motion, a jet motion from right to left.
That was Tabor Tackett on the motion there, dropping back to pass.
And the pick off.
Interception made by Brent George, and he gets it almost back to midfield. So it's a turnover on one play, and then on the first play of offense for Wes Carter, a turnover, and Prestonsburg football. It'll be 1st and 10 from midfield.
Quarterback threw that ball, and the receiver never turned his head. I don't think he knew it was coming.
Right.
That's when the safety just looking right back. Quarterback was staring right at the middle of the field all the way through.
The safety saw it. Nobody else did.
And that's the momentum killers that Wes Carter's been facing all this season.
Sure.
Yeah, they do a lot of good things. And if you look at their record, you're saying right off the bat, this is not their season. But they've been practicing well. They had a great game against Bath County last week. And something's just got to click.
That's right. Prestonsburg making their way out. Looks like a little bit of different personnel on the field for both teams as Reese Hamilton, still the quarterback, takes the snap and gives the handoff over to Brant George, who gets the edge, but he's hit hard.
Dwaylon Dean, 32.
Yep. I'm a Dean fan, I'll say that. I was going to say Waylon, but I know Waylon's not his first name.
It's close to it.
Dwaylon.
Yes. Well, that was a great, perfect technique tackle right there. Head up, shoulder in.
Good open field tackle,
perfect.
Too.
Second down, 6 yards to go now. Under 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Reese Hamilton, the quarterback. Brant George offset to him in the backfield, and the wingback to the left is John Little. 2 receivers to the right. Little goes in deep motion, and we're going to have a toss play in the backfield to him. He's going to fight forward, close to a first down, pickup of about 6. It'll depend on the spot as to whether or not it's a first down.
Nobody's stopped the clock yet, so I'm assuming they're going to mark him short.
Yeah, looking from where the side judge is coming in, it's going to be maybe about a yard.
I think, about a half yard, yep. A good night for John Little. He's got 9 carries, 38 yards. And here we go. 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, and deep motion, but a handoff up the middle is going to go. I believe that's George, and he marches ahead for about 4 yards, enough for the first. And the clock stops at 5:49 to move the chains.
And like I said, right now, if you're Prestonsburg, run it up the middle, just keep on getting those first downs.
That's right. Let that clock roll. That's a big part of that offense, clock control.
But that's going to be a great practice for Wes Carter coming up because, the 2A in District 8 is pretty much a running district.
Absolutely. And a tough district at that, too. Handoff up the middle.
Through there.
Yeah, he thought he was about down. That's John Little with the ball. and I thought it was about a 1-2 yard gain.
Yeah. He popped out somehow and ended up picking up about 9 yards.
Yes, sir.
We got a West Carter player down right now. We'll pan away.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate on that. I don't even have a number, but prayers for that young man as the training staff's making their way out. 5:09 on the clock. Your score, Prestonsburg 38, West Carter 14. Got a couple more scores to update you with from around the area. That would be our score. Don't want to read that one again. Ashland 35, East Carter 21, with 2:25 left to go in the ball game. A final score: Paintsville 43, Fairview 0. Knott County Central 21, Morgan County 8. That's with 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Greenup 28, Russell 21 with 4 minutes to go in that football game. At the start of the fourth quarter, Boyd County 36, Holmes 8. That's about all I've got for you from around the area. And guys, with 5:09 to go on the clock here, it's not a timeout, and it's obviously not an ideal situation to get the chance to talk to your team here. But with the opportunity here, what do you think Coach Barker's telling his bunch?
It's tough to tell because, I mean, right now, they got it was Timmy Fields down on the field, and, he's been doing a lot of really good things here, this evening.
Sure.
And, it's really tough at this point in time really to say what do you tell your team? We've had a tragic loss earlier on in the week. They've lost several players due to injury, and it seems like that's almost been a kind of a common occurrence around football across the nation.
Absolutely.
I was just reading an article the other day saying that I think it was maybe out of Georgia or Atlanta that a couple of girls came in and helped fill out the squad down that way.
Wow. Both teams back out on the field ready to resume action here. I think we're just waiting on a whistle. The clock's rolling down to 4:35 and rolling. And here we go. Hamilton takes a snap. Yep. And
I think West Carter's got it.
I think you're right, Pete. Waiting to see. Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It's going to be West Carter football.
I believe that was number 70 there for West Carter. Jackson Kidwell once again.
There you go. That young man's had a good evening defensively, especially here as of late. So it'll be first down, 10 yards to go. Ball is on the West Carter 36-yard line. That's where they'll take over first and 10 and look to add some more points on the board. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Ball is shaded just to the left of midfield. A handoff is going to go to number 5, Cole Crampton, and he fights his way ahead for a pickup of 4 yards on first down.
Had a nice little spin move there to pick up those extra yards. Contact was made right, 1 yard into the run.
Yeah, he's another. Well, you said he's in the top. 15 in the state, I believe, something like that.
In 2A.
Yeah, there you go, and there's a reason why.
Yeah, last year, of course, like I said, it's another one of those situations, you don't want to compare everything to last year because, it's a different team.
Sure.
He was, in the state rankings, of all classes and everything. But now, with a different offensive line, different offensive strategy, you got to, work with what you have.
Crampton takes the ball and tries to get the edge, does so, and picks up about 4 more yards, I think, on second down, making it 3rd and 2. According to my calculations, he's got 16 carries for about 108 yards here tonight.
And that's been pretty good. He's been averaging out about 94 this season. Like I said, not the year that I'm sure he wanted to have his senior year.
Right.
But, anybody that's looking for him, like in a secondary, going on to collegiate level.
Absolutely.
They have to look at the whole picture and,
he's
realize.
A workhorse.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, high snap.
Yep, snap over the head of Kel back, and he does all he can to get back there and fall on it. He does that with several defenders on his heels. So the clock continues rolling. It's under 3 minutes in the ball game now, 2:40, and the clock rolling. And it's going to be 4th down at about
20.
Yes, sir, 20 yards to go.
And it's one of those situations you probably just say, let's go ahead and see if we can try to pull something out.
Yeah, what do you do?
Because Crampton was back there, and you could almost tell that Back was thinking about pitching it back to Crampton. He was on his feet.
Sure.
And they're in an offensive set, so they are going to go for it here on 4th down.
Absolutely. Held back, the quarterback sends a running back in motion from right to left. He's under pressure, and he's brought down in the backfield. So a loss of about 7 more yards. That'll be a turnover on downs.
And I believe that was number 54 on the for the sack there for Prestonsburg, Gavin Stevens.
He has been in the backfield a lot tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned him earlier, didn't you?
He's done. He's a solid defensive end. He does a good job of not getting himself turned out there and moving upfield.
That's right. So Prestonsburg Black Cats will take over 1st and 10 on the West Carter 20-yard line with 1:57 to go and a 38-14 lead.
Looks like we're going to get in the old victory formation here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because West Carter, I don't believe they've taken any timeouts this second half. But no need in dragging it out at this point in time.
That's right. So a knee on 1st down, or a kneel on 1st down, gets the clock rolling. Couple final scores for you from around the area. Boyd County 43, Holmes 8, Ashland 35, East Carter 21, and an all Greenup County matchup. Greenup County 28, Russell 27. Those are all final scores as the clock gets down below 130 down to 120, and a couple more kneel downs, and that'll be all she wrote for this one. At this point, it just becomes a formality, you know.
Right. Once it hits down 40 seconds, I'm sure they'll probably start heading out to the field.
Yes, sir. Yep. I think they'll probably have to take one more knee here. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. And clock's down now to 50 seconds.
Well, the thing that West Carter's got to look at here, you know, they picked up 14 points. Now,
Sure.
You know, they've been shut out, you know, sometimes this season, but they've been scoring more. You know, it's like, you know, it seems like for a game or two there, you know, they would just pick up a touchdown here, touchdown there. You know, they scored 50 points against Bath County last week, you know, had a great breakout game.
Big time, yeah.
And against I guess now 7-1, I believe 7-1, isn't it? Prestonsburg, Black Cat team after the time expires here. Putting up 14 points against them, I mean, you know, nothing too bad to hang your head over.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And Coach Barker does a great job with his group as time is about to expire down to 5 seconds now. So your final score here from Olive Hill, Prestonsburg 38, West Carter 14. We're going to step out and take a break, and we'll be back with the post-game show. And we'll have, we hope to have some words with West Carter head coach Daniel Barker. So don't go away. Back after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945. Equal housing lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
And we're back here in West Carter, or in Olive Hill at West Carter High School. Final score 36-14. And Pete and Jeff, what you can see on the screen right now, if you're watching at home, that's what it's all about.
It is. This game, as we kind of said, and I'm kind of stealing these words from Chris Perry. I've seen his post up there and completely agree with him. The point tonight, of course, you always want to win a football game, especially a district matchup. But for these players and for this community, being out here tonight was the victory.
Sure.
Yeah. Because, these players, they lost two of their classmates. And I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the second year in a row that West Carter's lost a senior.
Yeah.
Last year we lost a senior to a tragic fire.
Yep.
This year we lose two in one night. And, it's tough to overcome that. And, we're just glad that, Prestonsburg out here to be able to, support West Carter.
Absolutely.
Because, football's family.
Yep.
And, and like I said, even though that Garrett Belcher, was, a welder, not part of the football team, but he was still part of this community.
Absolutely.
And part of the family. I know a lot of times people get kind of caught up, football is family, but he was in his own brotherhood. He was a welder. And,
absolutely.
And if you know anything about welders and everything else, they are a family themselves. And so this begins the healing process. And I know that, the tough thing, especially for this team going to be out here, is going to be that Monday coming into school and waiting, and they're not, they don't show up.
Absolutely. As Prestonsburg making their way back over to their locker room, a class act there for sure, coming over and sharing that time with West Carter. And that's what it's all about. As I mentioned, the final score for this ball game was 38-14. I'll tell you real quick how we got there in our scoring summary. First touchdown of the game came with 2:24 to go in the first quarter. A 1-yard touchdown run by Ethan Jarvis, and a Max Willoughby PAT made it 7-0. One more Prestonsburg score in the first quarter from Dalton Elliott after a 37-yard pass from Hamilton, and a Willoughby PAT made it 14-0 after 1 quarter of play. In the second quarter, the scoreboard was again all Prestonsburg. First touchdown came in that quarter from Hamilton to Elliott, a 20-yard pass, followed by a Willoughby PAT made it 21-0. And then with a minute and a half to go before the half, a 16-yard field goal from Max Willoughby made it 24-0 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, the first score came with 6:45 to go on the clock. An Ethan Jarvis 6-yard touchdown run, and a Willoughby PAT made it 31-0. West Carter getting some points on the board, though, in the third quarter with 4:31 to go. In that quarter, Kyle Back threw it 29 yards downfield to Timmy Fields, and an incomplete pass on the 2-point conversion made it 31-6. That was at the end of 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, Prestonsburg scored first, 8:50 to go in the fourth. A 1-yard touchdown run from Dalton Elliott, and a Willoughby PAT made it 38-6. And then the final score of the football game came with 8:25 to go. After a 2-play, 64-yard drive, a 2-yard touchdown run from Cole Crampton made it 38-14. That was your final score of the evening. We're going to step out, take another break, and when we return, we'll have some more stats for you. And we hope to have a word from West Carter head coach Daniel Barker. Don't go away. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Dwayne Suttles is a candidate for Carter County Judge Executive in the upcoming election November 8th. A lifelong resident of the county, he's been involved in service to the people for over 40 years, including the college system, firefighting, EMT. And he understands the need for good roads and strong infrastructure. He spent 15 years as the city councilman, currently the Grayson City Clerk. Go to the polls November 8th and elect Dwayne Suttles as your next Carter County Judge Executive.
I'm Dwayne Suttles, candidate for Carter County Judge Executive, and I paid for and approved this message.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Carter County, look no further than Tyler's Pizza. Also, be sure to check out our daily lunch specials, wings, salads, subs, sandwiches, dinners, sides, desserts, and our world-famous Thai Zone. Tyler's Pizza, 120 Cross Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-4583. Tyler's Pizza is a proud supporter of local high school sports.
We can dig it at Callahan Excavating. If you need drainage work, demolition work, mobile home lot preparation, pond cleaning, slip repairs, service line installation, parking lot or driveway work, or help with many other projects, contact Callahan Excavating at 606-225-0570. Callahan Excavating are proud supporters of local high school sports.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
It's on the schedule this year. Yes.
And we're back here in Olive Hill. Final score for the evening, 38-14. Prestonsburg defeats the West Carter Comets. And Pete, if you don't care, let's take a look real quick at some offensive stats, individual stats for both teams.
Yeah, for West Carter rushing, you've got Cole Crampton had 16 carries for 108 yards. And Back had 8 for -6 yards. And then passing-wise, Crampton had 2 catches for 62 yards total. So stats for Prestonsburg, rushing-wise, you had Ethan Jarvis, 20 carries for 132 yards. Little had 10 carries for 47 yards. Brant George was 5 for 10 yards. Elliott had 4 for 23, and then Reese Hamilton had that 1 for 4 yards. And then Elliott also had 3 catches for 62 yards on the day. Jarvis had a 12-yard reception, and Fitch had a 9-yard reception.
Sounds good to me, Pete. And just looking at those stats, you mentioned Cole Crampton averaging 94 yards, had 108 tonight. So obviously a pretty decent defense, too, that West Carter's playing here. A good night for Cole Crampton.
Exactly. It's one of those things that, like I said, you hate to compare to last year because, last year you might be saying, oh, he was over 1,000 yards at this point in time last year.
Sure.
But that's a different team, a different mindset that they're having to go into. You kind of hate to say all the adversity that West Carter has been through this season. You start out to, you lose your senior quarterback, transfer over to East Carter. They've lost several, key players that is due to injury and everything else. And, there's been a lot of adversity for West Carter, and they've still been able to kind of come out and do some good things.
Absolutely.
And a lot of it, people don't see on the, on the scoreboard. You take a look at the record now, 1-6, 1-2 in district play. And you're kind of thinking, well, this is just a lost season, but it's not. It's those little battles that we talked about earlier on, getting that stop there against, Prestonsburg, for the field goal.
Sure.
Huge for them. And those are going to be things that they can work in that practice, for this upcoming, week, getting ready to, take on another district opponent.
Right.
When you get to this point, you look at it and say, what happened in the second half was West Carter never gave up. They were still competing all the way through, even in the fourth quarter. They just continued to keep playing. And that's what you want to see. Especially the situation you've had going on this past week and everything that's happened. You say, hey, you guys went out and you never quit. You kept playing hard. You never gave up. That's a positive sign.
And they always play every week with their heart and soul. Like I said, we're used to, like last week, everybody was kind of thinking, oh, great, back to some normalcy now. Wes
Sure.
Carter scoring 50, a game.
Sure.
And, putting up those huge numbers. But, it's those little battles and playing hard. Because I know, I think it was one of the assistant coaches out there put it the best. He said, if you take a look at us in practice, these boys, they're putting everything out there and they're doing a lot of good things.
No doubt.
Just sometimes, when you're playing tough teams, because you got to think they started off real tough, playing Wes Carter always plays up. They don't take on 2A or 1A. Well, they did take on 1A Raceland. But, they've been taking on 3A schools and everything else, and that's, kind of what they do to get – and sometimes you get your, a few thumps there and there.
That's right.
But it gets you ready for your district play. And so, now on the chalkboards, getting ready for Martin County. Taking a look, of course, that's going to be at Martin next week, and that's going to be another tough game because Martin's another really good team out there. I think right now – trying to look at the KHSAA here, but the wind's blowing just a little bit out there as well. Martin County 4-3 on the year. They're 2-1 in the 2A, and so it's definitely one of those things that they're taking a look at that game, and they're going to be trying to figure out what can we take from tonight and what can we do to add on to that. Because actually they played Shelby Valley last night, which Shelby Valley doing a very good job out there. Lost 47-34. So that's where they're 2-1 right now, and that only loss comes from Shelby Valley, which I would say probably ranks up number one there in District 8 right now.
I would think so too. Hey, we're going to take one more quick step out, and I think Coach Barker's on his way. So when we get back, we'll be joined by Wes Carter head coach Daniel Barker. Don't go away. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate. As time goes by, don't forget to capture the moments that will create memories that will last a lifetime with Easternling Photography. No matter the occasion, we have you covered. If you need family portraits, engagement photos, prom pictures, senior photos, sports photos, baby pictures, and wedding photos, we are ready to work for you. You can find us online on Facebook or contact us at 606-286-0991 or at easternlingphotography@yahoo.com to schedule a photo session. At James Do It Best Hardware, we are not just another hardware store, we are your hometown home improvement partners, offering personalized service to help you get the job done right the first time. We are also your local steel dealer. At James Do It Best Hardware, our people make the difference.
I love James Do It Best Hardware Store.
James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street in Olive Hill, Kentucky. With winter around the corner, it's time to tame or to remove those trees that could damage your property and cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the tree experts at Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal at 606-356-8850 to schedule your free estimate. Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal in Olive Hill, Kentucky are proud sponsors of local high school sports.
Back here in Olive Hill, still waiting on Coach Barker to make his way up. He's a busy man.
He is, and especially with an emotional night that they've had out here because, from the get-go, it was going to be a tough night no matter what. As we said, I can't give enough up to Prestonsburg,
Sure.
for, the class act that they were out there. They brought the wreath. Of course, the seniors, brought out the jersey, to the center, midfield,
right,
for the coin toss. And, they were part of this because, we've seen it with the floods, you know, as well. I don't want to compare these two things; they are completely different. But we see how I want to use that as the football community pulls together. You know, we've seen, you know, with Breathitt County, you know, when they got devastated by the floods earlier on, and, you know, just about didn't have a season because of, you know, their own travesties that they had. You know, it's now, you know, come close here to home, and, you know, we see how the football community really pulls together.
Yep, I'm with you. And looking into the future, you mentioned Martin or West Carter on the road, I believe. I know they play Martin County.
Yeah, they're on the road.
On the road, yeah. And we know that Martin County. I know Martin County's head coach personally. Great guy.
Yep.
Josh is a great guy, and another class act, just like Prestonsburg, but another tough football team.
It is. They've had their ups and downs a little bit this season. You know, they started out really good against Leslie County, dropped a couple there to Greenup and Fleming, some more local teams, and someone that West Carter's played before. You know, with Fleming, picked up wins against Knott County, Bath County, and East Ridge, and then of course they lost to a tough Shelby Valley team. And, you know, West's going to have their hands full next week, and but it's going to be another running offense.
Sure.
You know, because Martin County, you know, if you take a look at some of their stats, it's going to be pretty much the offense there. Because you look at their quarterback. Actually, it's kind of funny. A lot of these teams are running two quarterbacks this year. Because, you know, Prestonsburg, they mainly kept their main quarterback out there tonight. You know, if you look at Martin County, they've got Jude and Maynard. Both of them's played 5 and 6 games apiece.
Oh, yeah.
But they've only got 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions between the two of them. But yet you look in the rushing category as a team, they've got 2,030 yards in rushing, you know, through this week, averaging out to, you know, or not averaging out, but getting 25 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's pretty much, you know, kind of the pace that, you know, Prestonsburg was here tonight.
And that's good for a season. But we're talking 7 games here.
Absolutely. And, I mean, we're right in the heart of the district time.
Sure.
You know, their leading rusher, you know, you're dealing with Dawson Mills. He's got 783 yards. But then they also got Brock Messer, you know, 726 yards. And so, I mean, you know, if you're dealing with 2 players, of course, you know, we had one out here tonight over 1,000 yards.
Yep.
But didn't see the production out of them like we normally would.
Nope.
You know, they spread the ball around a little bit more. But now you've got 2 targets that you're taking a look at, you know, with 1,400 yards combined on the season. So it's one of those things, you know, how do you go in and start preparing for that? You know, obviously you're not looking too much for the passing. They've only got 177 yards passing on the season.
Sure.
Versus 2,000 yards in rushing. So you know what you're going to be up against. But then again, you take a look at the game film and you might want to break in a few passes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, there was there's some, you know, you get a team that wants to run the football, and it can wear you out after a while. It starts to wear down, but you've got you know, the passing game. You saw with West Carter there was a few opportunities that Prestonsburg had, completed some big passes. The screen passes were working really well for them tonight. So, hey, Martin County sees that's like, wait a minute, we got a screen play in here somewhere. Let's see if we can dig that out. So,
exactly, and you want to try that out, especially, you know, you're in the middle of district play. And you want to try to see what's going to work because, you know, these teams are going to be the ones that you're going to have to beat to get out of this and start playing your sister district out there with the new format of the playoffs.
That's right. That's something we should talk about, too, that this year, in the last several seasons anyway, you pair up with your sister district in the first round. This season a little bit differently. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, you've got to come away and win your district. That's the big thing. It's you know, you're playing your district right off the bat. And you've got to come away with a win if you want to try to advance on.
Yep.
And, you know, that's a little bit of a change, like you said, from previous years. They kind of get the sister district up and they rank them up and say, you know, here's your top 4 teams and, you know, go ahead, duke it out. And then the winners get to go on and then they realign the brackets once again.
Yeah. It's after 2 rounds. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much once you win your district, then they're realigning everything. And that's where we seen, you know, last year West Carter having to travel down, take the long drive 75 down to Middlesboro last year.
Yep.
And you know, that was of course, that was a game that they were either looking that they were going to go to Middlesboro or they were going to go, I believe, up north.
Okay.
And so it really wasn't any good options that they had out there. But, you know, it's one of those things that they're going to have to, you know, take care of business in the district first. In which these teams are going to be the ones that they're going to have to go up against. And so I'm sure they're going to be taking a look at these game films and breaking them down play by play by play breaking out those analysis, and that's probably why we're not going to see a whole lot of different, huge, deep playbooks from these teams.
Right.
Wes Carter may have to dig in a little bit more to try to pick up some of these wins to get them in that contention to actually play for the district. To actually hit into the playoffs. That's what they're going to have to try to focus on first.
Sure. Get out of the regular season and take that serious, because if you don't, that's about it.
Yeah, because last year, I mean, they had the district in the bag,
Yep.
and this is like one of the first times that they're taking a look and they're kind of getting in there. And of course, now we got Coach Daniel Barker up here now, and try to do a little bit of handiwork here and everything else. It'll be okay. Usually don't get too much behind the camera here, but I'm going to try to do a little bit of camera work here. But we got Coach Daniel Barker here with us up in the press box today. Definitely an emotional game, start to finish out there, but those boys played their hearts out there tonight.
They did, our post-game huddle was emotional. We had, Prestonsburg just first class coming down praying with us, and they've been classy all week. They were classy tonight, and that's what I really try to stress to our boys. Our boys felt so disappointed. They want to come out, and they want to win for their teammate and for their classmate, and it's like, guys, listen, what you did tonight, you had nothing left, and you kept playing, and we didn't play well. How could we? Execution was going to be off. Even if we won, even if we were going to win a game tonight, it would not be normal, and that has to be okay. The only thing they can do is play as hard as they can, and I think that's how you honor both of those boys, and I think they did that.
Exactly.
I was really proud of them, and just heartbroken for them. I don't know how they're as strong as they are.
I know. I said Chris Perry about put it the best out there. I don't know if you've seen his Facebook post out that way. I've been kind of paraphrasing him all night. Really being out there tonight was the victory for those boys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about the bravery that takes to even step out there, and everything that we've done has been really, really therapeutic for all of us. Wednesday was the first day that we were together. We didn't practice. We just met and we prayed. Coach Brown came out and he talked with them some and prayed, and we let him come out here and just kind of walk around and be with each other. And just every day that we've been together, it's been a little easier. It's never going to be easy. Those boys are going to be with us forever. Brent forever will be one of our players and brothers here. It's just heartbreaking.
I know, but there was a lot that did go out there very well. I mean, things that we can pick up on for next week and future on. I know it's tough to think about the future when, we have, the heartbreak that we have in our community. And I said, probably the toughest thing is going to be Monday, coming into school. But, I know these players, it's tough that it happens right in the middle of district play. But district game, forget it. At this point in time, them out there playing their hearts out, doing what they did, to honor their two of their brothers. I know a lot of times, we talk about football being a family and a community, and we were talking about that the whole game about Prestonsburg coming out class act number one.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we pulled together with Breathitt County. I hate to compare the two, but they were devastated with floods. We were devastated, with this situation, and they've done a great job. And proud of every one of them down there. Put up 14 points on the board, had some really good plays out there tonight, and I know that meant a whole lot for them.
Yeah, I mean, the week we've had puts everything in perspective. People, there's always people out there, that are anti-sports or whatever. This team or that team, they put too much stock in they do too much for these teams. It's like, listen, it's not the wins. We've been a point away from playing in a state championship game, And while I was extremely proud of those boys and I love those boys, I don't love them, and I'm not any more proud than I am of our boys this year. And it's been a struggle, and you know, life lessons, and you know, this year we've all learned some really hard life lessons. You know, if I could spare our kids, you know, the pain and hurt and you know, learning about life that they've had to learn about this week, you know, I'd do that in a heartbeat. But you know, it's just tough times, and you know, it will get a little easier to move forward. Like you said, Monday will be hard. Tomorrow, visitation, you know, those things will be hard. The funerals will be hard. But all we can do is pray and be together and be there for each other.
Yeah, because this is a brotherhood that they have throughout there, that they have been, you know, most of these kids playing football, you know, for years upon years together from the Pee Wee leagues on up. And they do become brothers. Yeah. And, you know, it's going to be a difficult way to come back. And like I said, you know, I think Coach Wagner about put it the best as well, is that, you know, this team, they've been practicing well. They've been, you know, they've had their moments.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and they showed it out there tonight. You know, good pass there by Cole Crampton. You know, out there, unfortunately the Timmy Fields one came back. But, you know, there was a lot that I know that these boys have learned, you know, about life this week, but also about themselves as football players out on the field.
Yeah, you know, if you look at it, you know, from a football perspective, you know, there's always positives every week. You know, this hasn't been a dream season by any stretch of the imagination, you know, whether it's the off the field things we've dealt with or the you know, or just the games in general. But you really, you know, if you watch our kids practice, you watch them play, you would think that we're 7-0 and everything's great. You know, I don't know how they do that. This is Coach Peesheimer said last week. He said he said we were 0-5. He said you would never know that we're 0-5 with how hard they practice and they're here every day. And you know, I don't know how our kids show up. You know, we don't have kids that jump off the wagon. You know, we started the season with pretty much the roster we have right now. You would think, you know, with some of the struggles and off the field difficulties that we had, people would be jumping off, but they're not. I mean, they're tough kids, and they show up every day and they do their best. And you know, if we can applaud, you know, our kids whenever we're winning championships in a lot of games, you know, I think we got to applaud these kids just the same, because it's easy to show up. You know, it's easy. In 2020 is real easy, you know, for us to show up. You know, 2019 we're kind of mad. You know, we got beat by East. We that kind of set the stage for us that year. So that wasn't, you know, that season wasn't super easy. But 2020 and, you know, even last year, it's pretty easy when you're winning 9-10 games.
Exactly.
You know? But just to show up and give the effort that our kids have, I mean, it's just your heart breaks for them, just because it seems like whatever has gone on this year, if we get something positive, we get something devastating immediately following it. And I just pray that there is, you know, some positivity that these kids can get out of this season somehow.
Exactly.
You know, because it's let me tell you, it's been tough, and if we didn't have such great kids that work so hard, I don't know how we do it. I'd probably be thinking about retirement. I mean, I don't know.
Because, I mean, we've got to get a lot to them. Like I said, you know, they've had a lot of adversity this year. I know Braden Flinter, you know, got injured down at Shelby Valley. Then you had, you know, some of your other seniors being hurt, leg injuries.
Yeah. I mean, I think we had 4 season-ending injuries in a row, 4 consecutive weeks. You know, with upperclassmen. I mean, you know, you got a roster of 37 kids. I mean, it's you know, it's tough sledding. So, you know, if anybody watching out here, you know, I can't say enough about our kids, and you know, Olive I just think you have to be proud of them. I mean, I'm so proud of them, of just how they are and how they handle things, and you know, we love them all.
It is. I mean, it's amazing. Like I said, it's amazing these boys have stuck with it, and they've they've learned from life more lessons this season than anything else. But this is going to be the season that they remember.
Yeah.
It's not going to. They're not going to come out there and be like, "Well, we just won against Bath County." So far, it's going to be like, "Hey, this is the year we became family. We became brothers."
Yep. Yeah, they will, and whenever they're out of school and they're listing a job reference, they've got me because I I'll listen. Listen, these guys are tough, and they are going to work, and they're going to stick together. They're loyal. And here you go. I don't know how they do what they do.
You always say on the morning announcements and everything, we've got the best school, in the universe. I know there's a lot of schools out there, but we do take pride in everything that we do, and and we got the best community out here. As you said, there's a lot of schools. East Carter. I know that they've came, to helped us out during this time period as well, and the community pulls together. And that's one of the big things that, we can say that really defines a community or a team, or a family that we have out here is when everybody pulls together.
Yeah. And, I hope going forward that it doesn't take a tragedy of this magnitude for us to continue to be like that,
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that it does. I think it's, this is, Olive Hill that's where I want to be. Until I'm 100. I love this place, in Carter County. But I hope we can continue to be kind to each other, and take care of each other because it's. I'm telling you, just the outpouring of love that we've had is. I mean, it helps you get through.
Exactly, and it's one day at a time. We said that this was a healing event that started things off, and it's just going to bring us all together closer in the end.
Yeah.
Coach, you got anything else?
I was like, I just want to say, watching tonight, one thing I noticed that a good takeaway is your kids never quit.
No.
In the fourth quarter, down 38-6, and they kept going. They kept battling. This is a good group of players. They've got a desire to be out there. This is what they want to do. And tough situation, they didn't quit. They kept right on going.
Yeah, no, that's what I told them in our post game. I said, guys, at halftime, you had every reason and every excuse to lay down, and you didn't. I said, so because like I said, I felt like our kids just felt so disappointed that we didn't get a win. And I'm like, listen, like. It was going to be hard to get a win tonight. Like we haven't slept. We've practiced, but not really. That's not where our focus has been. Our focus has been on taking care of each other. Yeah. The way you honor your friends and your brothers is that you play hard, and I thought they did that to the last whistle.
They did.
And we didn't have anywhere near our best shot tonight. But that was our philosophy this week as coaches was that, it wasn't about playing our best tonight. We weren't going to play perfect tonight. How could we play well? But we wanted the kids to be able to get out there, and then whenever they got out there, you just wanted them to leave it all out there, and I think they did that tonight. And I'm proud of them. If we'd have won 100-0, I wouldn't be any more proud of them. Just love those boys and love their effort and their love for each other.
Yeah, there was, like I said, a lot of good things did go on out there, and I know they can be proud of. I'll ask you one question, I guess, to lighten the mood just a little bit. Was the flip out there on the onside kick, was that a planned flip?
Yeah, we did that last year at Middlesboro. We got an onside kick there. We had Blake McGlone that could do that. And then, a freshman that's on our kickoff team, Peyton Walker, he can do all that stuff. And so I asked him, I said, hey, can you do that? It's a pretty good distraction. It didn't work out for us. It was obvious we had the onside kick at that point in time. You're just trying to pull something out. But that's a kick that we have every year if we have a kid that can do it. you hope it works. You know, we're 50-50 or 50% on it, I guess.
Well, yeah, you got the one onside kick there, and then had that one. I think it took us all by surprise, but that's what it's designed for. But you know, like I said, those players they played their hearts out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat them. You know, they put everything out there, left it out on the field, and you know, as you said, the best way to honor them is to play. Yeah, and that's what they did there tonight.
Yep. You know, that's how we felt, and you know, I think our boys did that tonight. You know, forget the scoreboard. That's irrelevant. You know, that's not why you play, and that's not why you coach, and you know, you expect kids to play hard, and they left everything out there. They have nothing left, and you know, you just just hats off to them. I don't have enough words to describe. I know I'm using the same words over and over, guys. I don't know. I guess I'm pretty spent too.
Like I said, it's been a very trying week, tough week, but more healing left to come.
Mm-hmm.
And the community will pull together, and you know, the community and all of us here at Manta Sports and Cool TV, you know, we're behind you 100%.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate it, guys.
Well, that's going to wrap us up here for today. We'll turn it back over here, and like I said, thanks, Coach Barker, for showing up here. And you know, we'll all be praying for you as well. You know, for Manta Sports Media crew, as well as the Cool Hits crew.
Yep, no doubt about that, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all so much. For Pete Baker and Mr. Jeff Irwin from Mantis Sports Media, I'm Chauncey Griffith. Good night, and God bless.
God bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
You've been listening and watching West Carter High School football. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Tyler's Pizza, Dwayne Settles for Carter County Judge Executive, A&A Porta Potties, Ashland Community and Technical College, Orcut Tree Service, River Cities Builders, State Senator Robin Webb, James Do It Best Hardware, Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff, Trey Hermanos Nunez Mexican Restaurant, Easterling Photography, Callahan Excavating, Stultz Pharmacy, Members Choice Credit Union, and Clark's Pup and Shops of the Tri-State. This West Carter High School football game has been a special sports presentation of the Cool Hits Sports Network, Manta Sports Media, and Cool TV.